Hello. Hello out there. I don't even know if I tested the mic before I came on. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy Monday. Minnie, this is not an early stream. This is the normal time that we start every week. Every week on Monday, Friday, and Saturday, always start at 4 p.m. EST. The only one that's not is the music one on Wednesdays, which is 6 p.m. Rox, have a good lurk. No worries. Ink, thank you very much for redeeming first. Hope you're doing well, dude. Mary, hello. Good to see you. And Blue Wolf, have a great lurk as well. Freezeburn, thank you for coming in and hitting us with those terrifying emotes. Also, Kyle, thank you for doing the same. Hope you guys are doing good. Mufu, you're cute. I love you. You're great. You're great. Anyway, moving on. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? Hopefully everything went super, super good. I'm going to turn off this music in just a moment, but I'm going to get one last little bit of fill of intro music to get me into the mode. Love you lots, dude. This is almost a heart. Maybe I can kind of make... This looks like a circle. I can't even do it. Hey, Kato. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Notifications are early today. Oh, very odd to see that then. I was about to come tell you it wasn't for... What? What do you mean? I always start like 10 minutes before the 4, for those who are not aware. I usually keep the timer going for about 10 minutes so I can give it time. Then I realized I'm indeed on Eastern time. Oh, Draziel, I see. How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Until the vaccine part 1 kicks my ass. You got this, dude. Vaccine part 1's not usually too bad. Part 2 is the one that really kicks you in. But I mean, it could be different for everybody too. So if it does start to hit you, you know, please be careful, take care of yourself, all that good stuff. But yeah, how you guys doing? I hope everything is going well. I hope you had a good weekend. I got to see you yesterday for like 7 hours, some of you. That was a lot. Played like 3 whole games. We killed the Ender Dragon. We did all kinds of nerdy, goofy stuff. I enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoyed as well. And thank you very much for partying up with me to make up for the fact that Saturday was just a bad, bad day. And Friday was... What did we do on Friday? We did golf. The golf part of Friday was good, but there was a lot of other parts of Friday that just did not go well. It just... So I've been having a kind of a funky weekend. Yesterday was a nice way to turn that around for me. It was a good start to coming back to some sense of normalcy. And then today, I'm on an okay path so far. So we're going to have some conversations and stuff today to try to go off of that. And that would be a good thing. But yeah, I came off a very bad weekend. So hopefully things will be better this week. And hopefully for you, it was much better than mine. Hey, Comics, how you doing, dude? Hope you're doing well. Terrifying emotes all the way around. Sitting in an airport, the flight's delayed. I'm sorry to hear that. Rain delay? Or what's the deal there? Part 1 is meant to make you feel tired, and I'm already halfway there. Yeah, both parts should make you some form of tired, and that's okay. You can get some extra rest and water, that'll be good. For those who don't know, this ear doesn't do anything. It's just here. I can't clamp it to my ear. It doesn't go down all the way. There's tons of tape here. So they're busted. I've had them for a good couple years. They're a very cheap pair, so it's time for an upgrade, and I need it for a bunch of other stuff. Dallas is being dumb. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I hope you get liftoff pretty soon. Yeah, if you're down in Texas, it could be a weather delay. Could be a weather delay, but I'm going to shut off this music in just a moment. Not quite yet, though. Hi, Comics. Thank you for the genuine hello that time. I know, I had to wait for it. I had to wait for it to occur. Lots of things popping off in my mind today, so it's going to be a little bit of a jumbled mess. We can find ways to kind of like flesh it out and make it into an actual conversation. My hope with today... is to talk a little bit about asexuality and what that means to me and how I identify as a human being in here in terms of like sexual orientation, that kind of thing. This might go into a little bit of talk about identity stuff as well, you know, kind of like the concepts we talked about yesterday a little bit. And the hope is, because this is a gaming channel and this is a music channel, but this at its core is meant to be a mental health, like helpful channel in terms of like people can come here to feel like themselves. People can be themselves without having to worry about hiding anything. You can be positive with each other. You can be respectful of each other and all this other stuff. And this is a place that we can talk about mental health topics, you know. Priestman, thank you for the 100 bits, dude. I appreciate it. Lots of love. Yes, very much true, Minnie. Thank you. Can't stick around, too much work to do. I'm sorry to hear that, dude, but I appreciate you saying hi and checking for the dumpers, even though they're always going to be there. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I hope you're doing well. But yeah, so this is supposed to be a mental healthy space, right? Like, and it always has been. We can talk about all kinds of topics because we've done this in the past before, during games and things, and during music and all that. But we don't really do a whole lot of just chatting for particularly just those themes, and I would like to try one of those out today. It won't be as long as the rest of the other streams usually are. This isn't going to go for like 6 hours like everything else does. This is gonna probably be like about an hour and a half to 2 hours, not super long, and just get some ideas on the table of stuff that's going through my mind, and you guys can ask questions. You can give some of your experiences if you're comfortable doing so. Do not push yourself to talk about any of the stuff that you are not comfortable with, of course. I need to be very, very clear in saying that right now, because we don't do a whole lot of these streams. So this is going to be kind of setting the stage for what it's like to do any of these streams in the future. Anything that's going to make you uncomfortable, you know, head out or mute or do whatever you want to do. Do not pressure yourself to explain your stories and things like that if that's not something you want to do, okay? We haven't done one of these since like last September. It's been a long, long time. And for once, we're doing it just because it's a good thing to do, not because something bad set me off and I wanted to talk about it. So that's a good thing. I'm going to kill this other music. Goodbye. Murder it. It's gone. And I'm going to turn on some other music to get it in the background, because I will forget to do that if I don't do it now. Let me know if for some reason the music's too loud. It should be a good volume. Also, thank you very much to the follows we got while we were offline. Really much appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. And I hope that we get a chance to see you and say hello some other time. So I do expect this to be more intimate in nature. I do expect this to be smaller. I don't expect to see as many people as we usually do. Not only is it a Monday, but also whenever we have just chatting conversations like this, and there's not so much visual stuff, people aren't always big on wanting to come in and watch that, and that's totally fine. So if this ends up being a smaller set of people, I do not mind. And like, I've never minded that anyway. But so if you do have things you want to say and you're worried about chat moving too fast, it's probably not going to be moving super fast. So you can take your time to enunciate whatever you feel like doing. Hi, Favlam, how you doing? Good to see you. Yes, the rain is being dumb. Yeah, that's going on pretty hard there. It was going really hard up by us, but it's finally backed off a little bit. Hi, Alex, how you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so all that to say, any content warnings and things that may be on the way at some point later on down, if I veer off in that path, I will let you know ahead of time, so you know like what's coming and you won't have to sit through it if it's not something you're comfortable with, if that makes sense. But talking about sexuality and that kind of thing like that, there shouldn't be too much like content warning stuff. It should still just be based off of our experiences and things, and we're going to try to keep it as, you know, as respectful and polite as we can, if that makes sense. Oh, it's very, very nice to meet you, friend. Very, very nice to meet you. Thank you very much for dropping by. Panromantic, asexual, and gender fluid. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for being so comfortable to say that to us right off the bat. Proud to meet you. I'm going to try and enjoy the conversation, but I'm already zoning out from tired. Kato, that's okay. Get extra water if you need it, okay? Delayed for the weather, and I'm trying to get from Boston to Dallas. Oh, dude. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. You get some sleep if you're tired, but enjoy much of it. Yeah, if you can lurk in something like that, and if having voices on in the background is a helpful thing for sleep, go for it. Otherwise, but yeah, please take care of yourself, okay? Thanks for the follow, Alex. I appreciate it. In that case, Alex, let me ask off the bat too, because I don't have my pronoun bot installed on Streamlabs right now. Do you have specific pronouns you would like to go by? Let me know. Good to see you guys too. I will say, as a cisgender straight male, I will not be voicing my opinions on anything, but I'm excited to learn as much from your perspectives. I appreciate that, dude. And you are also welcome to comment on things that you hear too, you know, as long as you're being respectful like you always are. So if you have ideas and things you wanna talk about, or you have questions and stuff, feel free to ask. Feel free. I have the huge mug. Good. I'm trying to stay up long enough that I go to bed at a regular time. Good. I hope it works out. Also, Miss Biggest Dickus, how you doing? Good to see you. We just made the round trip last week to Boston and had tons of delay. Oh my god. Round trip from there to there, that's a lot. Boston to Dallas, dang. Anyway, so I'm going to try to ignore the dying headphones, and I'm going to try to keep my thoughts as streamlined as possible. But if you can help me get onto a track by asking questions and things like that, that will be super helpful in conversations like this, even if it's not something you really want to implement your experiences into. But to start it off, I don't know, where can we go? I wanted to start off with the idea of this concept I keep seeing on Twitter of normalcy when it comes to identity or sexuality or anything of the sort like that. Normalcy in general is a weird thing, but specifically for those two categories of stuff. There is this idea of normalcy that has always been projected for like ages on time, especially through schooling, at least in my schooling growing up in America, in our textbooks and everything, that people are straight. That is the normal thing. People are straight, and people are born to their specific genders, and that's it. Those two things that's what makes a normal person, quote unquote. Who do you think England versus England's gonna win? It's coming home. It's coming home. I totally believe, even though Germany has a better team, it's coming home. Anyway, ignore me. Sorry. Hi, Katie. Good to see you. So there is this idea of normalcy, though, right? That I got you, man. There's this idea of normalcy, unfortunately, which isn't true, right? It's not real. It's not a real thing. There's no such thing as a grounded normal. And like, you can look at ratios and stuff like that, sure, I guess, but they're not really like statistically correct, are they? Right? People don't actually document themselves throughout the ages as being all these different things, all these different sexualities, or all these different views about gender, and all these, like, that's not a thing that happened, you know? Mostly because of persecution, people would try to keep quiet about it, you know? So I see a lot on Twitter, and I've seen this since before social media was a big thing too, where adults like to say, oh God, everybody's coming out as gay now. Everyone wants to be gay. They're making themselves gay, or they're making themselves not their gender. A boy's going and pretending to be a girl now, and all this stuff. And it's like, that's never what that was. That's never what that was. And I find it so odd that even now on like Twitter blowing up across my timeline for like the past couple months, I see so many people that are just like, oh, it's so abnormal now to be straight and cisgender. You know, it's the norm for you to be everything else. And it's like, well, almost because like we're all on spectrums of stuff, and there's no such thing as normal. Everyone's in a different place on all these different categories, and that blows my mind a little bit. So I don't know if anyone else has similar concepts that they've run into, but like that has been blowing my mind for the longest time, that there's always this like well thought idea of normal when it comes to any of those things, because there's not, you know, it's not how that works. I'm a Hope England. Cato, you got it. Katie, hope you're doing well. Pronouns change pretty much daily based on how I'm feeling. Good. Femme, masc, or neither. I'm always okay with they, them, but if you want to know how I'm feeling today, he, him. I do appreciate you letting me know. I will always do my best to keep some form of, you know, gender neutral language if I'm not quite sure of a person's pronouns, but you are always welcome to tell me right out the gate, hi, this is how I'm feeling today, and I will do my best to remember that as well. Although I will, like anyone else, probably mess them up at times, but I go by they, them as well, so that's why it's easiest for me to do that. So thank you for sharing with me. He, him. Sounds good. There's no such thing as normal, and if there was, it would be boring. Yeah, I mean, like, even outside of that, like, it's wrong to think that anybody has a way to be specifically right, you know? That's a really weird way of putting it. Like, it's silly to assume that everybody's gonna fall into the exact same classification of stuff like this, because it's all so vast and it's all so fluid at times, and that's just not how any of this stuff works. People are always changing, people are always growing. You know, you may think that you are one way when you're younger, and you may find out that you were actually another way when you're older. Or you might just find out that you're just not that anymore, and you're something else now. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with that, because as human beings, it's our job, not even our job, it's expected for us to change and grow, right? Like, that is the whole fun of being a human being, especially since we only, in my opinion, only live once, right? You get one shot. So why not change with the flow of things when you want to, you know? So all that to say, I've seen a lot of dialogue about, you know, the sense of normalcy. And why do I bring that up is because one of the reasons I had to lock off my Twitter DMs and things was because I kept getting really odd messages, especially when I was trying to be more forward about saying I was asexual. And, you know, I'm going by they, them pronouns and all that stuff. Is I got a lot of comments from people I don't even know that would say, you don't look like this, you know. You must be lying because you don't look like this, or you are obviously a man, or you are obviously all these things. And that's so funny to me. Like, I read those things, not only was I bothered by them in a weird sense, but I was mostly laughing at them, because I was like, how do you look like you are anything? You know, you can't just look at a person and be like, you are man, you are woman, you are neither. Like, you can't do that, you know? That's just not how that works. You came out 8 times. Well, I'm proud of you for all 8 times that you've done it, and I'll be here for the 9th if you would like. Best to do what you want and do all you can. Yeah, exactly. And I hope you're doing well, Lily. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you think it's coming home. No, it's not just your stream, but it's good that you're behind the lads tomorrow. Hey, man, I got my back. I'm right behind you. England's got it. England can do it. But you sound like man. You is man. Exactly. And we had a long conversation about like voice types yesterday, and how frustrating that can be to not feel like what gender you actually are. And how voices can help to perpetuate that like false perception of yourself, and it can be really frustrating. So I love when people are like, you have a male voice box, therefore you must be male. So I closed off my Twitter DMs for all of that a while ago, like about a month or two ago, and I still like find that wild that people would just, not having met me at all, just come into my DMs to say, hey, by the way, you don't look like this. Are you sure you're right? And you're like, what? Hello? Anyway, it's like people saying autism is more prevalent now, but in reality, it's just that we as a human race understand it more, and it's being brought into the spotlight. So you're seeing more people understanding themselves. Exactly. It's never been a thing that's popping up more. It's always been there. You know, odds are it's always been there throughout all of time, and people just didn't look into it a lot, or they hid it, or worse things happened, and like now we're finally just trying to understand and to identify things. So some people find comfort in labels like that for a lot of stuff, you know. Not everybody does, not everyone does, but for a lot of things, people find comfort in knowing that they fit into a category like that if they want, if that makes sense. Deep voices are male voices. Tracy Chapman has entered the chat. Oh my god, true. Ugh. It's clear that we as a society came from a certain history with viewpoints that today we understand to be queerphobic and very straight white male oriented. True. That was normal to people who were in power then, and even though the true average person lays somewhere on the spectrum of all these things, like you said, yes, very, very true. And the unfortunate part is, with our system of education, at least in America, and elsewhere as well, but I can only speak for America, is that we haven't changed it, and if anything, sometimes we try to get worse. Sometimes we try to make it even more straight white male oriented by saying, there's an attack on our education system. There's an attack on how we've always done things. So let's beef it up more. And like, that's not the way to go. Not the way to go at all. Ancient Greeks were gay as shit. True. To be fair, lots of people were. And that kind of stuff is taught even recently as abnormal, even though obviously it's not. Right, it's never been. People keeping shit like that is why I don't really advertise my shit. Like, I will happily fill out the pronouns and I will answer questions if asked, but I don't do things like Pride Month coming out posts. And that's fair. That's fair. You do whatever you are comfortable with, you know? And some people are gatekeeping like that, you know? Also, it's good to see you. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier when I saw the sad face pop off. Hope you're not actually sad. But yes, America. Fun times. Pride Month coming out posts and things like that are not for everybody, because there are people in the community themselves that are gatekeeping as well. However, there are plenty of straight people who kind of like do the gatekeeping as well by saying, hey, you are still in our group. You can't go over there. You don't, like, it's a reverse gatekeeping, if that makes sense. Or maybe it's still just gatekeeping. I don't know. But the fact that people can just go over there and be like, no, you, get back in our group. You can't run away. You don't belong over there. Come over here. That's so weird, you know? That's so weird. I come out as gay, bi, pansexual, trans, asexual, and panromantic, both at the same time, and gender fluid. Well, that is 8 wonderful, wonderful coming out times, and I'm proud of you for doing so. With more exposure, should come more understanding and empathy. Yeah, it should. Just because something is different or new to you doesn't make it not valid. Correct. And it also doesn't mean just because it's new to you that it's new to the world, right? Like that it hasn't always been here. And a very constant idea in a lot of people's minds is, it's new to me, therefore this has never been a thing before. Oh god, so many people want to go by they, them now. Oh god, so many people are gay, and so many people are lesbian, so many people are trans, all this stuff. This is not how I grew up. And it's like, people were always like that, whether they knew it or not, but they probably did, and they just didn't feel comfortable showing themselves that way because lots of straight white people would attack them for it, like literally attack them for it. So of course people weren't super sharing it, and of course you didn't see it a lot. And if you did see it, someone was like, hey, put that away. That's not real, go away. You know, like that's a very real part of the subject. There's been a rise in people insisting butch women must be trans men, and there's of course been the insistence that trans women must be extra femme and can't be butch, and it's rather frustrating, especially as a moderately butch trans woman. That is extremely frustrating. That's extremely frustrating, and it's okay to be disappointed in people too, you. But as well as we're here, I'm not disappointed in you guys. I'm glad that we can have a conversation about stuff like this. Ancient Greece believed in 7 different kinds of love, I think, but not one of them was also boy love. Really? I'd be interested to know about that. I actually don't know anything about that. Came out publicly for the first time the night of Trump's election out of spite. You know what, though? That's fair, and I'm proud of you because, God, that was a bad time for, like, so many of us. Is the music stopping? Oh, the music's going. It's just so quiet. Can anyone hear that? I'm going to beef it up a little bit. Ah, there we go. Now I can hear it. That was such a... Do you remember that? Do you remember when he got elected and all of us were like sobbing hysterically because we were so afraid of like what was going to happen? Oh my God. That was a bad time. So proud of you for being able to come out of spite, because like a lot of people were like, nope, that's it. I'm going further in. I'm hiding away because someone's going to find me and do something bad. And oh my God. Unicorn Queen, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. But like, that was a terrifying time, and it still kind of is, because people are still out there that are like that. It's because the three main religions that have shaped the modern world are based on the one true God religions, and those all tend to be interpreted in homophobic and misogynistic ways. They can be, yeah, by a lot. They definitely can, for sure. Making food but listening and lurking. Have a good time getting the food. Thank you for lurking. I often don't feel like I'm queer enough. For God's sake, look at me. Do I look like anything? Do I look like the normal, right? So I brought all that up to say, throughout this conversation today, I may be referring back to this idea of normalcy. I will always do my best to quote unquote on it, because it's not really a normalcy thing. Like, there is no such thing as normalcy. We're all on a spectrum for all these different things. But that concept of normalcy I will keep coming back to. Squid, it's good to see you. Bink, it's good to see you as well. How you doing? Lots of love to you. New to you equals new to the world. Oh God, it does not. It does not. It does not. Right. As Max thought after you mentioned the Greeks, though, was that religion came after, which shaped a lot of people's thoughts in bad directions, which is like normal for everything. Religion shaped people's idea of commerce. Religion shaped people's ideas of agriculture, like all kinds of things. Like, we have to sacrifice some of our agriculture once a month to this god, or else they will have their wrath on us in terms of weather and plagues and things. And you're like, oh my God, no, don't waste the food. It takes time to grow that, and we need that. You know, like, it does a lot of stuff. It does a lot of stuff. We have DID? What's DID? I'm sorry, my brain does not do well with acronyms. I'm so sorry. It's so good to see you, though. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate you. Hi, you're valid, and I adore you. Oh my God, I adore you. I adore you. Oh my God. Also, oh my God, it's really, really nice to see you. I hope you're doing super well. Who did I leave off on? I is straight. I attempt to be friend to those who don't make mean duck jokes. That's all I care about. Squid, that's why we love having you. Because, like, I don't care if you're gay, or you're straight, or you're trans, or you're all these things. It doesn't matter to me if you are a good person who is kind and wants to care for other people. Why am I ever gonna care? I don't care who you like or whatever. Like, you do you. That's great. That's awesome. I'm not gonna tell you how to be. Greeks had 7 different words for love based on the types, like family, friend, love for objects, etc., etc. Okay, I didn't know any of that. I would love to brush up on that, though. Also, Addie, you are extremely valid as well, and I hope you are doing super good. At that point, I still largely identified as cis and straight, and I still had a rough morning because, well, woman. Oh my God, it was just a bad time, Solid. For those who don't know, for those who weren't a part or aren't a part of America and didn't get to see it firsthand, I was in undergrad doing a degree in music when Trump got elected, and the next day after he got elected, well, first of all, everybody cried after the election was done, like that night. But the next day we go to music school and go to our classes and stuff. All the teachers were crying. They couldn't even do their programs because it was just such a disappointing and depressing day for so many of us. And even the people who voted for him were like, oh God, why is everybody so sad? What happened? Why is everyone freaking out? You know, like, it was a weird time. It still is. My God. It's getting a little bit more terrifying in the UK, but I think because of the way my generation has been raised, Bojo's thoughts aren't going to stick. I don't think so. I don't think they'll stick either. He's too busy flipping off the EU to really care about the gays. True. Bit late, but glad to be here. Kind. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you're doing well. Disassociate. Oh, thank you very much for letting me know. Yeah, so I can recognize the full terminologies of a lot of things, but acronyms for anything basic, I have a tendency to really just forget what they mean. So feel free to just explain to me or over-explain if you'd like. Pederasty is the bad practice of an older man and a younger man or boy in ancient Greece. So the Greeks had lots of good, but also lots of bad, of course. Well, the Greeks did all kinds of things to build good stuff, but I mean, anyway, we're getting off course. We're getting into the Greeks a lot. Nicholas, how you doing? Good to see you. I hope you're well. And well, indeed, just washed my hair, which took like 1.5 hours. Holy cow, 1.5. I wish I had enough hair to do that. Oh my God. If you aren't kind, we will bite your ankles. Cameron, I fully approve. I fully approve. Replace people with ducks and you got... There you go, Squid. Anyway, if I do take longer to read your messages today, because you know me, I'm very immediate to read everybody's messages, just know it's because my ADHD, I'm trying to keep myself on a very strong mental path so I don't get lost, and we don't get lost together. So, if I do get lost, or you need me to read something quicker, let me know, or just get me back on track. I do not mind. The Trump election the same year as Brexit. Oh, distraught 16-year-old. My God. Yeah, all of that. Bad times. And Brexit crap's still going on, too. We still have to worry about Trump coming back in like 2-3 more years. So we're not out of the woods yet. Looking queer is reflective of your ability and or desire to signal your queerness. Yes, there's freedom in making the choice to be visible queer or not. Right. And it's like anything else, too, right? Like if you are assigned female at birth and you agree with that when you're older, you are female, and like you identify as a woman, you can still decide to wear like what is quote unquote manly clothes. You can wear suits and tuxes and things like that and not really display like super like femininity and all that. That's still okay. It's the exact same concept when it comes to displaying your queerness, you know, like it's, you decide how you want to be. You don't owe anybody that though, right? You don't owe anybody at all. Oh my God, Addie. I love suits too, but I would absolutely love to never have to wear a tux again. I'm just going to say, I hate tuxes. I hate tuxes. You can have my hair got too much. Oh my God, share, please. I'd take it. I knew professors at the time who put telephone numbers for suicide. We did that too. We literally put up hotlines for suicide help places. I don't know why I can't come up with words today, but that was a very common thing. And having to attend in-person college history courses after that was, yeah, not good. Greek chat. I've always known I was asexual, but I didn't know of asexuality until October of last year, so I was using pansexual for quite a while. I was using demisexual for a while because I didn't quite know the difference too, and demisexual can kind of be like one of those in-between labels too. And nope, I decided very, very like recently within the last year that no, okay, this is how I've always been, and that's very easy to tell. You don't wish to have Addie's hair when you have to wash it, trust me. Why? What's wrong with it? I'm sure it's great. I thrive on the confusion, so I'll try to tone it down for you. Thank you, Squid. Finding more about myself the older I get. Like in high school, I was not the same person as I am now in terms of self-expression and how I presented myself. Yeah, that's fair. So we had a concept yesterday that we brought up of living your life in like chapters, right? And I don't know how many people equate to this, but you might. A lot of people live their life in these chapters that they go through. And I'm turning like 25 in like 2 months. So in my 25 years of time, I've had several chapters of growth, and whether it's academically or personally or whatever. So I have like public school, growing up as a kid and all that stuff. I have high school as a specific thing that I can look back on as a specific chunk of time. I have undergraduate degree, which was 4 degrees of doing stuff in a music program upstate. Then I have 2 years of being in a completely different state, never left the state before, so like that was a chapter. And now this has been a chapter of being isolated at home, doing Twitch streaming stuff. Like we live by these chapters. But not only does it have to do with the places that we are or the people that we're with, it definitely has to do with the idea of self-reflection and self-identification and all these growth things that you go through, right? So when you look back on these chapters, you know, you can see the character in those chapters might not be the same character that's in the one later on, you know, and that's okay. Because again, we got to come back to the idea of we are humans and our job is to grow and to be free to grow like that, right? You can be a completely different person like 6 years from now than you would be right now. And that's fine. As a man, I hated suits. As a woman, though, suits are sick. Bink, you'd look great in a suit. I completely believe that. I'm not sure it'd be physically possible for you to read faster. It's mostly because I'm reading everything out loud. You know, I also like to just not give off the impression. I would like people to know that I'm reading everything that you say too. I hate wearing them because I can never find the pants that fit. I need new pants too. I understand. But the scary thing about being in America is that it doesn't have to be Trump for those sort of sentiments to be out there in the world. A lot of uninformed and closed-minded people, yes. Because even though he's gone, he may come back, but for now he's gone, those people are still out there. They still have those views, and they still are, lots of them saying, I'm not going to change. Is that true, though? Not necessarily. They could change, you know. They could change and vote for like anybody else if Trump runs again. You know, you never know. But most people do put it down their foot and are loud and say, you know, I'm sticking to my views, whatever. So that's not always a fun thing. I enjoyed wearing traditionally feminine clothing because it's pretty, but my aunt who identifies as female prefers suits and trousers. Yeah, that's fine. Presentation is always just personal preference and not really, yeah, it's not having to do with your gender or sexual orientation. But I've been struggling with the concept that I don't owe society androgyny while also at the same time wanting to be at least somewhat androgynous. And I mean, that's a fluid thing. I think you're gonna have to keep dealing with that, of course, for a long time, you know, but the fact that you are able to think about that is really good, you know? I love the very few that I've had that have actually fit properly, but my hips are very big and the rest of me is less so, which makes pants hard. God, I wish I had hips. I'm just like I'm a board. I'm flat down the line. Things I've noticed, a lot of people lump sexuality and romanticism together. Yes, very much so. It made it really difficult for me to come to terms with my sexuality because it's out of sync with my romanticism. And that's not something we talk about very often, you know. While we talk about like the idea of asexuality or any other sexualities like that, then you don't always go into the next part, which is like, are you aromantic? Are you like any of that stuff? Those kinds of things kind of get lumped together, and that can be dangerous when you're trying to figure out, not necessarily dangerous, but I guess it can be. It can be messed up in your head when you're trying to find all these labels, if that makes sense. But moving on, getting back to some sort of a thought here. I should probably drink some water real quick. Gotta get Lime doing squats. No, don't do it. You didn't put your capital D. Also, welcome back, Rox. I am recovering one of those people. I follow a lawyer on YouTube. He's covered the investigation case of Trump, and I don't think he'll be able to run as a president from jail. Squid, if we can get him into jail, that is quite the accomplishment, because we've been trying for years, and it hasn't been working. Pan-romantic and proud. Very, very good. I have the opposite problem of compartmentalizing romance and sexuality separately, but that's more of a personal issue. And that's fair. I mean, that might have come from just, you know, how you grew up or, like, the people you were around or anything like that. But, you know, I completely believe that you can sort through that, you know. I'm not worried for you at all. So, all of that to say, we have this idea of generalized normalcy that people like to promote, that the normal is being cis and the normal is being straight, in the same way that people would say that the normal was being white, and that's not the case, right? None of that is true. But until we can break past the barrier of that, it's really hard to feel comfortable sometimes in those labels when you first get into them, because you feel like you stick out. You feel like you're not normal. You feel like you are not in the right place, if that makes sense. That makes it really hard for, you know, self-discovery and self-reflection and all these things, especially when you're around people who may not identify the same way that you do, right? It's always more helpful to be around people who are similar to you because you feel more comfortable, right, through their experiences. And that's not always a thing that happens. You know, you can grow up with very, very non-like-minded people, and that can be very difficult for sorting out those initial feelings. For me, specifically, right, I always have grown up socially anxious in so many ways. That hasn't stopped me from being a part of a lot of groups, right? I've been in a lot of music groups, a lot of bands, and all those kinds of things. In high school, tried to be very academically outgoing and also sports like outgoing. I did tennis stuff. I did marching band. I was drum major. I did all these things that I wanted to do a lot, right? And during that time, to fit in and take care of my desires for doing sports and my desires for doing academically well, I kind of had to try to fit into a mold of what was expected as someone who was smart and would do that stuff, which was do not pay super much of attention to friends. You know, you have to focus on the work. You got to get it all done. Do not pay attention to girlfriends or anybody like that. Don't explore anything romantically because it's high school and it's not real and all that stuff. So that was not a very helpful like introduction to the idea of self-reflection and sexuality and all this stuff. Going into college, I kind of had the same problem. You know, I piggybacked right off of that and still was like, I got to get the work done. I don't have time for friends. I don't have time to figure out all these things. And I kind of operated with this idea that I am the norm, that I am a straight white male completely across the board. That's what I am, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know. I'm going to pause for a second to read Addie's comment. I first came out as bi because I came out as 12 or 12 or 13. So pan wasn't a thing yet. Okay, gotcha. Now I identify as pan though because bi didn't sit well with me, even though it was the best way to describe me at the time. And that's a completely fair thing to say. And I'm proud of you for being able to make that distinction now, because I think that's same thing with me. Like how I said I identified as demisexual for a while. When I first figured out what that word meant, I was like, hey, that's different than being straight, and I'm pretty sure that's me. I'm pretty sure, because I haven't felt anything in terms of like the attraction to anybody before, but it must mean I haven't found the right person yet, right? Like if I find the right person, it'll work out. That was my journey with demisexuality, which happened in the beginning of college, where I was like, this is absolutely what it's got to be. Interesting to think about it, because I've never felt attracted to someone before in that way, and I'll play around with this idea. I must be different in this sense. So that was like my tiptoeing through the door in terms of like, maybe I'm not just like, the norm of straight white male across the board. I've got to say, the more Twitch folks I've interacted with, the more comfortable I've gotten with my identities. That's good. Not that my in real life friends and relationships weren't accepting or supportive, but where I'm from, the amount of queer friends available to me is very limited. And it depends on where you grow up or where you're settled down right now, so that's fair. I'm glad that you're finding people, though, that are helping you to be more comfortable with that. I must not have found the right person yet. For some of them, that's true. And it is true, yeah. But it doesn't have to be, and I'm glad that you were able to explore that for yourself. So with that concept of that, right, where I was like, I must not have found the correct person yet, after a while, I found a lot of people, and I've dated a lot of people throughout my life. I'm very, very lucky to have dated the people that I did. Some not so much, but some people I've really had good relationships with them. And while pursuing those relationships, I would hit a certain amount of time, like after a couple months or so, where I'd be like, I really like them, I'm really enjoying this, but I don't feel whatever people talk about feeling. And I'm like, this must mean this isn't the right person. So there were several times in the beginning of college where I would call off relationships and be like, it's not you, it's me. I don't have that attraction, I guess, and I don't want to lie to you. I don't want you to make you waste your time. You can find someone out there better who will have that attraction and stuff. And that's how I would say that. And that was not a nice thing to myself to say, right? Like, I kept feeling like, oh, it's my fault. I have to break up with them because I can't give them that feeling. I don't have that attraction that everybody else could have. So maybe they're not the right person, even though I enjoy them. So a lot of my relationships ended that way. And after a couple of them did that, and I kept meeting people, I came under the assumption that, maybe demisexuality isn't quite what I'm looking for, and I could technically still have been. I could technically still just have not found the right person. But I started to think it was more than that, right? This was a constant thing. I could not feel any level of attraction, and then I was trying too hard to figure out what it was, and that's just not, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing for me. And I can delve more into that later. So I came out the door recently with the idea of asexuality and being on the spectrum of that, because like everything, it is a spectrum, right? And with asexuality, for those who don't know, it is when you have an absence or very, very little attraction in terms of sexual nature, like you don't have a sexual attraction to a person. This can also go hand in hand with being aromantic, where you lack romantic feelings, or it can go opposite, where you don't have romantic feelings, but you have sexual attraction. Like, a lot of these things can sometimes go together. For me, on that spectrum of things, I do not feel sexual attraction. So that was one of those things that I was like, oh, I would feel that for the right person, probably. So I kept breaking things off for that, I don't have that. I don't have that at all. A lot of people who do not have that on that spectrum are also sex repulsed, So if you talk about sex at all, or people ask if they can partake in anything that has to do with those topics, they won't do it. Sex repulse is, nope, not for me. Do not ask me. I do not want that. But I have romantic feelings, maybe, and that's okay. So those people will cut off the idea of any sexual attraction at all. For me, I'm not sex repulsed, but I do not feel sexual attraction. So that's where I lie. I'm going to catch up with chat real quick. Don't let me get derailed if I forget what I was talking about. Had a couple of friends who started identifying as demi and then switched to ace. Well, I think I started more solidly ace and then have moved to demi direction. And I think that's a common thing, though, when you're exploring those two different spectrums, because you don't know until you meet the right person. You could really just go by the assumption that you are ace, and then you find someone and you're like, oh, nope, there it is. But for me personally, I don't fit into that. Hi 4V, how you doing? Completely valid and understandable, and I'm proud of you, Lime. Oh, thank you so much. I'll cry. My gosh. And no, you're okay. No worries about the spelling. No biggie. Oh my god. The amount of times I have to backspace and redo an entire message in a Twitch chat, too many times. That situation is part of why I'm big on the ethical non-monogamy. Not everything has to come from one person in your life. And if that's worked for you, that's a good thing. That's totally fair. I'm glad that you've come to that realization. Harder to prove something that doesn't exist than to prove something does in many cases. Yes. I have no sexual attraction. High five. High five, Alex. I believe non-monogamy works if everyone is 100% on board and 100% open and honest. Yes, very much true. If you lie about it at all, like anything else, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. But it can be very much a good thing if everyone's 100% aware and on board with that. Ethical portion of it is huge. It doesn't work otherwise, yes. 4V, how you doing? I hope you're well. It's all about boundaries and discussion. You never really know till you have that talk. Yeah, that's fair. I've been exploring more aromantic concepts as of late due to the recent events I've had to go on. If you want to talk about any of them, you are welcome to. You are fully welcome to. So, coming back to it though, so I've recently, within like the last year and a half or so, dabbled in the idea of, I'm pretty sure that's what I am. And then I hit a point sometime this last year where I was like, okay, no, this is like absolutely, this is real. And for me, like in the back of my mind, I was like, no one's gonna care, because like I don't share that stuff super publicly anyway, right? Like that's my business. That's talking specifically about like sexual attraction and things. Like that's private. That's my business. And who cares like what I like identify as, right? And why would I be sitting here on the internet talking to people about it that I've never met in real life, you know? So like why would people care about that? But then you start to think about it and you're like, well, I want to sort it out for me. I'm not sorting it out for other people's approval. I'm not sorting it out for people to be like, yay, great job, you did it, you're so strong, or oh, fuck you, you're wrong and you shouldn't do that. Like, I don't mind that. Like, I'm doing this for me. And for me personally, I get a lot of confidence and comfort's a good word, from the idea of being able to express it in words that make sense to other people so they can understand where I'm coming from. They know more about me as a person. And like some people, I don't know, concepts like sexuality and things like that don't have to be something that you're shying away from. It doesn't have to be super private, but it's a personal topic and you can deem who you want to tell about it when you are comfortable to do so, you know? I'm doing good though, 4V. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. Used to think I was ace and aro, but then I met someone and suddenly romance. Still ace though, as best I could tell. Well, I'm proud of you for being able to continue exploring it. My friend who is non-monogamous helped me figure out that I am demi and can't do casual sex. That's good, Katie. I'm glad to hear it. Have a good lurk, 4V. It's still nice to be able to talk to people, talk about people who have shared experiences, though. Yes. And if you guys ever want to share any parts of your experiences in here, feel free. Especially right now, this is a perfect time to do so. I'm also polyamorous, and that has gotten me beat a few times. I'm not so open about that part of me. Yeah, a lot of people are really into the idea of monogamy still, honestly, with all the exploration that we've done and everything else. So I don't blame you for trying to keep that part like a little bit closed off, but I hope that you can find people that are more open to the idea, because you do deserve that, you know? It's definitely difficult to address and process these self-identifying labels, and sadly, given the lack of support through the education system with sexual education, it's easier to take the ones given to us. Yeah, it just takes time and having the right environment support network. I think my brain's still trying to understand how to promote this more in our lives, to even begin processing it and forming our own opinions, which is okay. And yes, it's going to take plenty of time, and how you grow up in what system matters, right? For any concept across the board, but identity and sexuality and that kind of stuff, it does matter where you grow up. If you grow up in a private school who promotes like, no, this is the way, man and woman only. And also, if you are a man, you're a man. And if you're a woman, you're a woman. Like, that is highly promoted in private schools, especially religious schools. It's still highly promoted in public schools. Like, point me in the direction of any public schools that's their sex education system has it sorted out to say, by the way, here's all the other different sexualities that are across the board that we should learn about today, because you may identify by one of these, and you might not fit this other bill over here. No, they don't do that. They still teach it as if you are a man and a woman, and you are the only two people who are ever going to be together. And that's just not right, you know. Granted, it's a lot of new content for a school to show. You as man, you only like woman. True, not. Like, it's a lot of new content for them to show, and therefore they don't know how to do it, and they get overwhelmed, and they're like, this must not be real. There's too many different avenues for things. People are making shit up. And that is a very, very dangerous thing that happens when it comes to kids and teenagers and people, or young adults, trying to sort out these things. I'm gonna say pretty wholeheartedly and confidently that fairly often as a kid, if you have an idea about yourself, right, in terms of identity or sexuality, you probably are correct whether you know it or not. Like, some people may have thoughts that, you know, like, as a woman, born as a woman, they aren't supposed to be born as a woman. Like, they were born in the wrong body. They may not know it, you know, but they might do things that show like that their subconscious is kind of like aware of it, you know. For me personally, right, and this is something I haven't shared with anybody before, but I'm going to share it anyway, and this kind of goes more into the identity thing. I all the time as a kid, especially in elementary school, have all kinds of memories. Sky, I hope you're doing well, by the way. Good to see you. All kinds of memories of saying that, you know, men are bad. I do not like men. I if I had it my way, I'd be born a girl. Like, I constantly was saying that in elementary school. I only hung out with girls. All the men or boys were literally at their own table. All the girls were literally at their own table, and I was over there. And that wasn't just like, oh, okay, I wanted to hang out with girls. Like, I constantly was telling people, like, girls are better. I wish I was a girl, all this stuff. And then you just kind of, like, shut that off for a while, you know. And you go through schooling, you go through all this stuff, and you forget about that. And then you hear about all these different identities and things and self-exploration stuff, and you stop and you think, huh, okay, you know, weird that my child self was more onto something like that before my adult self could even, like, fathom it, right? Sometimes you just know some of this stuff way before you are ready, or your head's, like, developed for it, if that makes sense. And I'll get back to that later, because I have some paragraphs to read. I'm going to catch up. If I do see too many words, sometimes I may not read them completely out loud. I will still be reading them, and I will comment on them, but I just want to make sure you guys know what's going on. I remember fighting, or not fighting, see? I can't read half the time. I remember figuring out my sexuality with the help of some amazing queer friends back when I was 13 or 14. Also not a great relationship, but when it came to gender, I didn't have the support system or anywhere to really explore the idea until I was yeeted into, oh, thank you. I've never felt better than when using the correct pronoun. Well, I'm glad that you were so quick to say it too, that you were happy about us reflecting the correct pronouns. So I'm glad that we could do that for you. Honestly, that is like the nicest compliment. So I'm really glad to hear that. My old school refers to the LGBTQIA+ community as the alphabet people. Oh, I feel like that's a negative thing. I probably prematurely ended a few relationships by being open about my poly leanings, but I can't bring myself to hide that part of myself. And that's fair. I'm kind of in the minority in that I actually had a parent that dabbled in polyamory when I was growing up. Oh, no way. So I had a long time to get used to the idea. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know a lot of people that grew up with parents that dabbled in the idea of being polyamorous. So that's very interesting. But you shouldn't have to hide that, you know? I get the feeling, or like the desire to want to hide it to feel like safer, or to, you know, stop someone from leaving, you know, if they find out that that's how you identify and they're like, nope, I don't want that going away. Like, I get that, but that's a sad thing. You shouldn't have to do that. I think a big problem was created in the concepts of early marriage. From what I understand, it was beneficial and still can be historically, but the way it has permeated culture has made it difficult to find the life choices that make us actually happy. Yeah, I think it would be beautiful for someone to go to live with a group of 3 friends for the rest of their life without any sexual attraction, if that makes them happy, and many, many other things that could just make people should be allowed to be comfortable and happy. As long as everybody in the relationship, no matter how many people that are, by the way, it could be 3 to 50, I don't care. As long as everybody is aware of the boundaries that are set and they agree and there's consensual, like, things across the board, like, that's a good relationship. People are happy. Nobody else should be interfering in that. And what's hilarious about talking about any of these concepts, right, is that there's all kinds of people that are policing what other people can do and what they can't do. And that's not how that works. You can't tell someone how to be happy. You cannot police someone's relationships, right? That is the ridiculous part. Children have less conditioning. Fair. One thing I wanted to mention today is in my 26 years, I haven't had a friend group this diverse. Not from avoidance, but because people had felt suppressed. Yes. I knew that two people who are gay, and that's it. So I'm glad to be a part of the audience for the conversation, because it's never been out loud for me before for me. I'm happy that you shared that, Kyle. Thank you very much. Because honestly, growing up with, I had like 1 or 2 gay friends in school, right? I had 1 gay sibling come out, and then, you know, several others down the line started to figure themselves out because of what that first sibling did. You know, the first sibling coming out was like, oh wait, there are other options here. We're not just crazy for having these weird thoughts in our head. These aren't weird thoughts, they're real thoughts, you know. But that's my family stuff, and I'll get back to that later. I won't be super open with that too, because I don't want to talk too much about them without their say. I'm trying to scroll up, but chat's not letting me. Come on. Starting to lose my track and ramble now, but the point is I think we should all look inside and see what pathways in life would make us happy and find the people, or maybe even no one, who agree and want that same happiness. Some people just function better alone, honestly. But if you can find ways to sort out what makes you happiest and someone else fits the bill on that, then good. Good. I'd just like to say that you are all seen and valid exactly as you are. I love you very much, Sky. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for always being so comforting for everybody. I felt pretty gender fluid without knowing the term until I hit puberty and was miserable because I didn't have a choice anymore. I'm very much a cis woman, but I hated that I felt more free as a child. And, you know, I mean, you could still decide later on in life that you aren't cis, you know, like that's completely fair. If you do now, that's great. That's great. And there's no problem with that. But having to hate on yourself for that is not a fun thing at all. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that, you know. I wish you could have had more of a support system back in the day for to feel more comfortable exploring that stuff around, you know. It was knocking around in my head for a long ass time, and I got overexcited and just went for it. Knowing if it didn't go right, I could just leave. Yeah, you could literally just leave a Twitch chat, you know. I'd never leave here, though. You're stuck with... Oh my god, we're not stuck with you, goob. I consider myself genderqueer, but I do fall firmly between androgyny and femme. That's fair. I'm glad that you have the labels sorted out in your mind. I will say that while traditional sex ed definitely falls short of what it needs to be, I do think that schools have come a long way primarily due to GSAs. GSAs have been a very, very helpful part of sex education and other parts of the school, mostly when it comes to public school. I wish it was like that for private schools too, but again, most private schools are funded by straight white people or churches and that kind of thing. But yes, you're correct. Students have many more opportunities to talk more openly and normalize those feelings than when we were in school. Even like 3 or 4 years ago, it's a completely different system than it is now, which is great because again, we come back to the idea that everything's allowed to grow and everything's allowed to change. And as long as we can still push that idea for literally anything, that's good. That's a good thing. We should not be arguing against like that kind of change. Gay straight alliances are GSAs. They had specific groups that people could join, usually with people who are gay in some fashion being the ones in charge of the group, and allies or straight people are allowed to be a part of them in some cases, to some effect. There are different limits and things depending on the group and the leadership and all that, but those types of groups do exist, at least in the US, and they're popping up more and more, which is a very positive thing. We don't tend to have those kinds of clubs. I wish you guys could. Maybe someday you can. I went through being trans and NB before I discovered I was gender fluid. Sometimes you're just looking for a straight answer. Sometimes you're looking for a, not straight answer, but sometimes you're looking for a very clear-cut answer that you can look at. And, you know, that is a very okay thing that you've made the jump where you find a new definition for something and you're like, I think I fit that instead. You know, no one's pressuring you to have the exact answer sorted and figured out. I'm so glad you get to genuinely be you. Yes. Living in a big polycule or polycule platonic. I actually don't know what polycule means. Is that like... What is polycule? Is that the type of house? Platonic mixed house. Oh, thank you. Is basically my live stream. I believe in you. I believe you're gonna figure it out. Look, we're not as alone as we think we are, in many cases. I completely believe you'll get it. And yes, my school calling us the alphabet people is meant to be a bad thing. Yeah, because they just are looking for a new thing to call themselves. Ha ha ha. Very funny. So dumb. Researching stuff in the aromantic space is the closest term I found that accurately describes the things I go through in relationships is alterous attraction or acoiflux. I botched that. Ignore that. And it's been a journey, and I still have some self-exploration to do, but I'm excited to see where the road takes me. I'm glad you have some new avenues that you can go down, and the fact that you're able to research this stuff is a very, very good step. So very good job for doing that. 8th grade math teacher was a lesbian. She would teach us... I don't know why I laughed at that, by the way. I take that. That's not a funny thing. I think I was just gasping for air there. My 8th grade math teacher was a lesbian. She would teach us about the community in the last 10-ish minutes of class every school day, and when the higher-ups found out she wasn't shit-talking the community, she was... Wait, what? When she wasn't shit-talking the community, she was fired. Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Also, if I skip over LGBTQIA+, it's because... saying that with a jaw that has TMJ plus the ADHD of trying to talk really fast, it doesn't work very well having to say it a lot. And I'll definitely flip the letters and it's just, oh, it's annoying. So you know what I'm talking about. I just skip over that sometimes when I see it. Polycule is what some people refer to as polyamorous groups. Gotcha. I've never heard the term. Some people like triples or quads, but polycule is less number specific and even some smaller groups prefer it. Gotcha. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. Try saying it 10 times fast. Oh, God. LGB. Nope. LGBTQIA+, 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 LGBTQIA+. I'm only going to do 5. That's enough. There you go. I'm drinking water. I've talked for like an hour. I haven't even drank yet. Drink! Oh, thank you for the claps. Also, obligatory thank you very much for being here, even for just a moment to say hi and listen to this, because, again, as I've mentioned before, whenever we have conversations like this that are just chatting streams, since this is meant to be a gaming and music channel and mental health and blah, 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 some people really don't like these conversations, and they aren't a fan of streams like this. So to see you guys here and engaging in the conversation, this is very, very nice. I was very afraid to have this conversation because I felt like I'd be the only one talking. So thank you very much for being here. But yeah, that was such BS. Yeah, that's fucked up, Alex. That's fucked up. Schools should not be like that. You should not... Oh, I don't like how much private schools especially, but public schools still, just hound kids to be in the box. They have to be a certain way. I mean, even as far as to say, children, you're not allowed to talk ever. You have to listen to me talk for the whole day. You can't say a single word for 8 hours. And then you go home and you do your homework for 8 hours and you come back in the morning. Like, there's a lot of things I could say about the education system, but specifically that of just like trying so hard to shut down kids that are growing up and trying to reflect on themselves and sort themselves out. Like, that's so detrimental to your growth. It's so detrimental. Even like for me, as someone who doesn't qualify themselves as super in the LGBTQIA plus community. I did it again. Like, I feel like an imposter in that group, you know, because I have never been open with my sexuality in that way. And I haven't been open at all about my identity. I want you to know this is the only place I've ever been open about discussing this kind of stuff, or pronouns or anything. Never made a coming out post on Facebook, never made a coming out post on Twitch or whatever, or Twitter. I don't do that. You know, like, this is the place to do that. So even for someone like me who's not super like feeling like they're a part of the community, that's still detrimental to me because it made me think a bunch of things that I was thinking as a kid weren't right, you know, and that's not right. People shouldn't police that kind of stuff. Also, Mookie, thank you very much. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's derived from molecule. Oh, okay. And that each person is an atom in the molecule. I like that. That's really cool. Alphabet Mafia. What the fuck? I don't like the alphabet. I only said because you lost breath for a second, Liquid's reminder, and I needed to... Good, you definitely need to drink more water. I really appreciate you opening up this kind of forum. Absolutely, Cynics. Thank you for being willing to come listen and to hang. If anybody has stuff that they want to implement in this, just like everyone else is doing in chat right now, feel free. Just go for it. Go for it. I think streams like this are very refreshing. I'm happy to be a part of it, honestly. Again, this is a very community-heavy place to be. For any of you who are new, who are coming in here the first time, we don't come here for the games. I'm good at games when I'm quiet and not talking, like, by my standards, but we're not here for me to play the games. We're here for me to talk with you all, and you get to talk to me, or mostly I get to talk to you. Like, I'm really excited about the community we've had here over the last year, because in just a year's time, look how close we can talk about this kind of stuff and feel comfortable doing so. Like, that's pretty cool. I never thought that would be a possibility. I love a good just chatting stream, Bink. I'm happy to hear you say that, though. And if the topics are deep, even better. I think you are a very, very academic mind? Not necessarily. I don't know what the word I'm thinking is. You're very strategic in how you think about things, and it's very interesting to listen to you talk about all kinds of topics, so I appreciate you being here. I'm forgoing a nap. Oh no, Solid, if you need your nap, take care. I'm so glad that old teachers are leaving. Yes, preaching from the whiteboard is starting to die with them. More interactive classes where people get to do things. Students actually figuring out things from not having to read a textbook. Yay! Good stuff. Good stuff. I always learn stuff, especially here. Katie, I can say the same from you. I learn stuff from you every day. Airplane's heading out. Take care, Draziel. Thank you very much for being here. Lots of love to you. Ace love all around. Very proud of you. I'm glad you feel comfy here, Len. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Sky. It's because of people like you that I can do that. Absolutely not an imposter for not broadcasting a bunch. True, you're correct. But I definitely carry some of that fear around still, right? We're not even out of June yet, but we're about to be out of June, right? That just flew by. All of Pride Month is gone. And this was the first year that I stopped to think, wait, hold on. I can, like, technically say, like, oh, cool, happy Pride Month. Not from like an ally perspective necessarily, but like I am in this group, kind of. Cool. But then I was like, no, but I don't want to broadcast that because I don't want it to look like that's the only reason why I'm picking these titles is because I want to be in the in crowd and all that. Like, I felt gross trying to sort out any reflections like that during Pride Month. So I do have some imposter syndrome for that, and for a lot of other things that I'm not comfortable to share yet. But it's okay. It's an okay thing. Welcome to anyone who's new. Thank you for being here. Yes, guys, if we could spam some hello emotes in the chat if you've got them, we would love to welcome in all the lovely human beings, including Alex. Thank you very much for dropping in and having this conversation with us. It means a lot. Also, Spartan, I hope that your time away and chilling out by yourself and with friends and family has been a good, helpful thing for you. I just wanted to let you know that you're doing good. Mind if I share my trans story? As go for it. Go for it. Whatever you would like to do, I'm happy to listen if I can. I'm bisexual and only really came to terms with that around 6 months ago. It came to be as a realization that so much of my feelings made sense, as well as a relief to have a name for it. I'm glad. I'm really, really glad to hear that you've had that realization, because labels sometimes don't work for everybody, you know? So if you find a label that works for you and it makes you feel like, oh, thank God I'm grounded in this, that's a really, really good thing, and I'm proud of you for being able to do that. Kind, thank you very much. I'm happy to have you here. I feel like I'm at a nail appointment. I'm probably going to send this VOD to my tech. She's always asking questions to learn so she can... Oh, well, hi to your tech if you end up seeing this. Hope you're well. I was technically outed to my family by an ex-boyfriend when I was 17. What? My brother only felt comfortable coming out to my family last year. 10 years after you. You got outed by your ex-boyfriend? Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Is it hot over there? It's not too hot at all. I think we're like in the 70s or 60s. Not too bad. Twitch has a 500 character limit, so if I split the story in two, that's okay. No worries. That's okay. It was the week before Halloween of 2019, and me and now ex-BF were picking out costumes, and he suggests that we cross-dress, so we went as witches, and seeing myself in a dress and having makeup on felt like I was more looking at myself for the first time. Aww. I spent the next 9 months cross-dressing, and then on August 1st, 2020, I told my now ex-BF about it, and he said that you might be trans. We started talking names, and we decided on Rebecca, later shortened to Becca, and on September 3rd, I came out to everyone, and my friends were supporting. Good. Family, not so much. Oh, that's not as good. Dang. Fast forward to December 2020, and I came out as non-binary. Fast forward again to March 2021, and after talking with some people for a long, long, long time, I found out that gender fluid is pretty much a perfect match for who I am. So late March, I come out as gender fluid. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. And again, it definitely sows the idea of really wanting to find the label that works the best for you, right? So you go, this seems right, so I'm gonna pick it. And then you find out later there's another option, you know, that might be closer. And you're like, oh, I didn't know this existed. I think I reflected this more. And then you did it again, you know, you found another one where you're like, this definitely. And, you know, you could find out in like a couple years that maybe there's something else, you know? I think that is wonderful that you have allowed yourself the space to change like that, and that your friends were supportive. That is definitely great. I hope that your family takes a chance to come back and also be on the same page with you. But that is really, really good to hear that you have been able to get closer to an ideal sense of self. Thank you very much for sharing that with me, though. I much love to you, friend. Much love. I'm bisexual or maybe pan, and I wonder if it's even worth talking about sometimes because my sex personal life is private. Yeah. But also I realize that it's nothing to be ashamed of, so why not? Think about, this is a completely different topic. Really quick, I'm just going to postulate this for a second. Think about the idea of money, right? In terms of working in, like, anywhere. You work anywhere, and they tell you, do not talk about how much you make. Do not ask people how much you make. Like, that was what my parents told me. That's what schools told you. Do not talk about how much you make to somebody else, because it's rude to talk about money, you know? But that's not right. And by not talking about that and not being comfortable talking about that, it helps to make the wage gap be a huge issue. Like, we have tons of, like, economic issues due to the working class not realizing just how underpaid they are, right? With sexuality and stuff like that, or anything that's private that people are like, you can't talk about that, that's gross, that's blah, blah, blah. If you find someone who's comfortable talking about it, talk about it. If they're not comfortable talking about it, don't talk about it. It's that simple. Same thing with the money thing. Like, does that make sense? Like, I see a little bit of a equivalence there with those two topics, because people tell you you're not allowed to talk about that thing because it's rude. And you're like, why is it rude? And they're like, I don't know, but you can't do it. So, like, if it's private to you, that's great, because my sex life to me is private, right? I'm not going to go broadcasting it, literally broadcasting it to everybody. But also, being asexual and not having, like, sexual attraction, I feel more comfortable in being able to do that because I don't have those urges. So what am I going to say about it, you know? So it's just what you are able to do with it, you know? We broke up and he decided to call my father and tell him about it. What the that's fucking horrible, Xenix. I'm so sorry you went through that, dude. Hugs your way. What the heck? It's 94 degrees Fahrenheit there too, Bink? Oh my god. Please don't roast. I like how Lime basks in the sunlight for a second to determine whether it's warm. I had to look. I wasn't sure. Space is not very warm, okay? I've been out to some degree for close to a decade, but I've never been to Pride or anything like that because of my concerns that it would just be too overstimulating of an experience for me as someone who's on the spectrum. And that's okay. I'm glad that you are taking, you know, again, as always, glad that you are taking steps to put yourself in a comfortable position. It's great to celebrate who you are, but if going to like an actual like huge loud celebration thing for that with tons of people is too much, then, you know, you can still celebrate from anywhere. We're happy to celebrate with you right here, honestly. It's like 59 degrees Fahrenheit here and I'm too warm. Too gritty. Oh my god. You're too warm from 59? Come here. You'd roast. Don't come here. You'd roast. Hold on. Fix my jeans for a second. I was sitting really stupidly. I've been out... Oh, I already read that. The good thing about hurricane season is my area... There's not a good thing about hurricane season. Value as a person comes from within. Those who only value you for what you do are egotistical or obsessed with capitalism. Or both. Usually both, at least in America. I've had a lot of great conversations with my coworkers about our salaries. Good. Do that more. The more we talk about it, the more it'll change. I need to drink water again. Oh boy. Don't bring up money in random conversations, but do talk about money to colleagues when it's relevant to make sure everyone's education properly. Same is education what? Same with... Oh, I see what you mean. Educated. Got it. And if I wasn't feeling femme that day, even if I didn't know it at the time, I might still be a cis male romantic asexual right now, which, I mean, maybe you would have found another time to break out of that too, you know? I think you would have. The stigma that money talk is rude came from the corporate bosses, and it needs to stay there. They can go away. Give us all their money, and then they can go away. Mostly, I showed them a hidden pathway to find their productivity percentage, which is basically the profit margin that we bring into the company. These are very big words that I don't understand because I don't have a brain. Important to share those things and to discuss those sorts of things as well. No. Kyle, I'm always happy to try to learn more about that because I just don't have a brain when it comes to money stuff. I can't do it. Have a good burp, Alex. Now you've gone and given me an idea for a stream event, huh? I'll need to remember that, or I'll forget in like 30 seconds. Either way, hello. Airden, it's great to see you. Feel free to write it down, friend. Don't forget. Don't forget. Hello, fellow Spectrum friend. We can have our own private pride with STEM toys and safe foods. There you go. Comparing to 99 Fahrenheit and 100% humidity being the normal here, though. Okay, that's fair, kind. You're probably safer. Hi, Kagan. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Also, I survived Vegas over Oh my god, Vegas? That's a lot. Also, this headphone's broken. I hate this headphone so much. All right. Deep breath. That wasn't very deep. I'm taking a metaphorical deep breath to say, we don't usually talk this fast, this constantly, for this long period of time. So if you are new here, it's usually a little bit more laid back and relaxed. Hopefully this doesn't seem hyperactive at all. I have a tendency to try to read chat as quickly as I possibly can when it comes to conversations like this, because I want everybody to get a chance to say something, you know? So hopefully that's okay. But I don't want to come across as too hyper. Snap off the headphones. Do it. I dare you. I can't, Cato. They're the only thing I have left until I can fund myself for a new pair. I just mean the dollars we earn in the company outside of our pay. Oh, okay. So basically how valuable we are to them. But this is off topic, so no worries. Gotcha. Okay, thank you for explaining that, because my head just didn't get it.
Headphone fund.
Not needed, but thank you very much. Thank you very much for the 100 bits, dude. I appreciate it. Just imagining a Pride or Parade event on a stream and viewers could cheer in assorted ways. Each cheer adds 3 to 5 minutes of soft cheering sound, but it would accumulate the more cheers. Oh my god. God, that would get so loud over time. Holy cow. Got up to 105? Katie, oh my god, no. The AC's broken? Oh, I hope it gets back on. Thank you for flashing the Pride emotes, Freezeburn. Welcome back, Alex. And Katie, I hope that you can get not you. I hope the company can get those things back on, because you need that.
But you have to have headphones.
I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them either way. But thank you very much for the 300 bits, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Squid, for the 100 bits as well. You guys don't need to do that, just so you know. I hope you know. Anybody who is sitting in the chat, listening to stuff, and not doing a whole lot of interacting, I want you to know you are just as great for being here. Thank you so much for listening and being open to listening about it or supporting the channel in general. Thank you very much. I want you to know I appreciate you. And if you do want to say hi, I'm happy to say hi to you. But also, if you have questions and things as well, feel free, please. Air out whatever you would like to in terms of questions, because honestly, it's much easier for me to answer things if I can see them from other people. I can't even hear these things pop. What is happening right now? Kato, thank you for the 200 bits, and Kagan, thank you for the 100. No, headphone fund. There's literally a joke. Oh,
Headphone
yes.
piggy bank.
Pause. Thank you. Oh, I got scared. Sorry, guys. Headphone no! Xenix, thank you for the 1,000 bits. I appreciate it. Just listening and sending love to you all. Meadow, sending love to you as well, friend. Thank you very much for being here. Oh my god, Meadow's wonderful. Everyone stop donating for a minute. No one's donating. What? Okay. Oh, is Lime out here demanding our money? I never! Don't say that!
I was never here.
I've never demanded money ever. And I never will. Please don't do that. I was never here. Goblin, I love you. Thank you for the lurk and the 100 bits, dude. I appreciate you. It's on the screen. Oh! I never called it headphone fund. That's hilarious. You don't want us to give you money bits for it, then take off your screen.
Whoa, look at that.
Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. Nisk, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs, dude. I really appreciate that. Oh, there's a train and I can't see it, right? That's probably what's happening. I don't see the bar. Headphone replacement. Yes, I'll get to that in a minute. Lime shouts at you for giving the money. I do. Don't do it. It's illegal. It's because you told me I had to. Nisk, I didn't tell you to. There is a train. Got you. Alex, enjoy your sub. Addie, you, Sam as well, and Wriggle, enjoy your subs as well. Thank you so much, guys.
Whoa, look at that.
For being here. Appreciate you. Freesman, thank you for gifting a sub to Meadow Fox as well. Oh my god. I'm actually helping another person I know figure out translated things right now. Well, listen, that is perfect timing. Perfect timing across the board. Let's see if I missed anybody else doing stuff in there. 82 here, good up to 90%. Okay, be careful. Be careful. And forgive me, I'm detracting from the topic. You're doing fine, Airden. You're okay. I don't know what headphones I'm going to try to get, by the way. I just need ones that are better than this. And, well, I kind of do know. It's a Sony pair. It's a Sony pair. They're going to be relatively good. For anybody who doesn't know how things work here really quickly, I need to say before we get back to the topic at hand, because this is a distraction. That bar up there, wherever my hand is, I can't find it. That bar up there, that is not a mandate at all. Please never, ever, ever give money to that if you are not, like, totally, like, set and squared away with your own stuff, okay? That bar is there because people already give money here sometimes, and I want you to know where the money's going. That's all it is. It's not that we are like, oh, please, please, we need the money to do this thing. I just want you to know where that money is going when people send it who are already going to send it anyway. Do not ever give bits or anything here if you are not taken care of, okay? You get paid Friday? That's okay, Kato. You are allowed to keep your money to yourself. We are legally obligated to give money to Line before us. No, incorrect. Don't do that. Do not do that. But thank you very much for the kindness. Thank you very much. Oh my god, I can't even see the train, so I don't even know when it's done. Anyway, get back on track.
Love you, Lime.
Kind. What did I just say? Thank you very much for the 100 bits. I appreciate you. Pay Lime, not rent. Do not do that. Senix does that all the time, and I always say to not do that. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Also, Beckers, I love your name, dude. Your name's great. Identity is such an intricate yet personal topic, and it's fascinating, but differs so much for everyone, which is why I like having a conversation about it here with so many awesome people. 3 minutes until the train. 3 minutes? 3 minutes?
What?
Oh my god.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Didn't know I could do this one. How did I miss this?
Senix. Thank you so much. Guys, you know how this works. If there's tips, please give love in the chat. Spam all your love emotes or Lime love at the very least. I really appreciate that, Senix. You do not need to do that, dude. But thank you very much for starting off the headphone replacement fund. I do appreciate it. Don't worry, Lime, I won't give you money. Thank you. Though I would if I could. No, I'll give you money. To do or not to do, we may never know. Nisk, what? Thank you guys for spamming the love. Okay, deep breath. Senix, I love you very much. What the heck, you are awesome. Actually, I'm saying get ready, probably not because I'm meeting friends in York next month, so do actually need the money. Keep the money. I know you're not bothered at all, and it's okay, but don't get anxious that I'm going to throw a load of money at you. Don't do it! I do get anxious about when people throw money, but also I am better at allowing myself to be okay with it because people are being kind, and I can't... I'm only going to tell you to not do things that are going to harm yourselves, right? So as long as you are squared away with your money and things, that's your stuff to do with, and I can't tell you what to do. But I will always be first to say you don't have to do that here, okay? Lime, I promise that I budget carefully. I trust you, Solid. That's just going to be a thing I say, and I hope that's okay, because I want everyone to know, especially if they're new, that is never mandated for money here at all in any regard. Also, holy fuck, we're near 500 subs as a little goofy affiliate who hasn't really done a whole lot in a year, like, outside of meeting some awesome people. Why are we at 500? That's weird. Let's pretend I made some sound financial decisions. Nisk, you did. You budget carefully right now, or else.
I thought I heard.
Oh no, Rocks. You guys woke up Rocks. This is the intermission. Okay? This is the intermission. We'll just say that. We will get back to the actual conversation when all this train nonsense is blown off. Thank you for the 300 bits, Rocks, and thank you for the O, by the way. I appreciate you, Solid. You are awesome too. We are off topic, but that's okay. The train literally went off the tracks, and I'm going to let it happen. When the train is done, we'll get back on. Okay? Thank you very much for the quote. I appreciate it. Wait, what? Cheering for Nisk? What did you do, Nisk? Oh, because of yesterday. Kind, I remember. Hi, Chris. Good to see you, dude. How you doing? I hope you're doing well.
Whoa, look at that.
Awesome. Whoa. Katie, thank you for gifting a sub to Voyage Bass. I appreciate that a lot. That Katie's gifting 25 subs in the channel. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Katie. I really appreciate the support. What do you get if you put ducks in a cement mixer? I'm afraid to ask, and Squid's probably afraid too. Be careful about asking that. Quacks. Oh my god. Oh, pain. I think you go to jail. That was painful. That hurt me. Gosh, I just wrote out a whole series of questions about labels and identity, but I'd rather hear your open thoughts about it on some time. Absolutely, Airden, you are welcome to ask anything that you want, though. Honestly, if you have questions, I'd love to hear them. You are a kind, wonderful human who is willing to share their life experience with us to foster safe communication spaces like we're having today. It means so much, and I can only imagine how helpful this would have been to me several years ago. I can say the same thing to here as well. Like, having you guys around to talk about this stuff with, like, it very much helps me too. And I want you to know that. This is not just like a one-sided thing. You guys give so much to me that I can't not even express, you know. Thank you so much. The hype train is over. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate it. Thank you if you gifted anything during that. You guys are very, very kind. Now the train's done. Don't give any more money. Put your money away. That's horrible, but I respect the pun. It's awful. It's awful. I'm learning all these things now. Where was all that info saved decades ago? Man, you know where it was? Hidden in the people who were going through it and refusing to talk about it because they'd get yelled at for talking about it. That's basically it. Okay, basically the reason I started this conversation an hour ago with the idea of that normalcy, quote unquote, is because you can kind of return back to that when you have a lot of questions about why didn't we know about this, or why haven't we talked, or why do people still believe that straight white people are the only like normal people in the world.
Whoa, look at that.
That's why. Awesome. It's that clean. It's that clean of an idea. Kato, thank you so much for gifting 3 subs. What the heck? Gladden and Raph got one, and Kari as well. Awesome people that I know from Melons and Kirsty's community. Very, very great human beings. Thank you very much for gifting those. You don't have to do that. You have to save your money. It's a round number again. Is it, though? It's going to take some time to change. I'm sorry. You're going to have to leave it be until it decides when it wants to move. Thank you so much, though, Kato. More that I have some thoughts on them, but I'm interested in hearing perspectives. Many people hold labels as an important element of their identity. For me, I don't hold many labels as part of my identity, even if I may fit into a variety of labels. And that's okay. That's okay. Some people really don't like the labels. I don't know a whole lot of people that are like that, honestly.
Thank you so much.
Back on topic. Thank you for having this conversation. Cis straight female as far as I know, but I appreciate hearing everyone's stories and I'm glad that people have a safe space to gather.
Rox, you're gonna make me fucking cry on the internet again. This is supposed to be a non-cry stream. Guys, you know what to do. A tip has been made. Please put all the lime love in the chat that you can for Rox. Rox, thank you for the $100 tip and also for the kind words. I really appreciate you and your support. Love you lots, friend. Fuck's sake. I can't see. You're not allowed to make me cry. I held it in. I wiped the tear off and we're good. That you, George of the Jungle, in reference to the off-screen mode. Thank you. I tried my best. I tried my best. Rox, I don't have enough hearts to spam. Spam them all. Spam every single one. Crying is okay. Crying is okay. It's going to be like 501 when it changes it. I think it might actually be, Kato. I'm just going to say. I'm sorry, Lime. You're going to talk about dead, emotional, personal things and assume crying isn't going to happen. Yes! Yes, I'm going... Yes! Also, why is the theme music still on this? Hold on, let me turn that off. There we go. Now I can jump from screen to screen. Thank you for fostering this kind of topic, Lime. Yeah, let's all have these important... I want to have these conversations from time to time, honestly, because it's important. I mean, that's literally the whole point, is this is a super important thing, and a lot of us are saying, you know, why didn't I have this when I was younger? So this still shows we still don't really have these kinds of open spaces sometimes, and we could always use more of them. But Rox, thank you again for the $100 tip, and Senix as well for the 20. I really appreciate that. Thank you for helping me to sort out this mess, because God, I want to hear through both ears again. And also, these have been so shredded that there's no noise canceling left on these things, so I really do appreciate that. Whatever is not done on this thing, by the way, I don't mind. I'm going to complete the and buy it anyway. Have a good burp, Alex. Returning back to the conversation. Going back. So we talked about the idea of normalcy. We got out of that. We talked about the idea of coming out to people for the first time, and when you might have had like your first realizations of things in terms of sexuality or identity. If you want to share any more on that, you are fully welcome to, but we're just going to keep moving along. I shared a little bit about my experiences in terms of how I've figured out that I identify as asexual and what that means to me, although I'm happy to go more into depth with that. Identity is not set in stone. Yep. It is mutable over time or malleable, though much less so by others outside of manipulation. Yes. Other people cannot manipulate you. You are the only one who gets to deem how you want to identify as. Okay? It's self-identification for a reason. Never ever let somebody else put you into a box, because that's not their box. It's your box. Okay? Moving right along. I have identity stuff I have not solved, quote unquote. Like, I don't have correct answers by any means in terms of my own stuff. I've only just begun to like kind of scratch the surface with some of this stuff. And again, I've only shared this stuff here. So thank you very much for giving me a place that I can share this and feel comfortable listening to people who have similar ideas and can support, you know. This really does mean a lot to me. And this isn't a one-sided thing where like you guys think that I'm helping you or blah, blah, blah. We're helping each other, and I want you to know this really does mean a lot to me. This is a safe place for me just as much as I want to make this a safe place for you. Just so you know. You may identify as a label, but it's important to understand and identify what that means to you. Yes, because you have a label that puts you in some sort of box, but I mean, at the same time, you still have you as a person and your experiences and things that make you a unique individual, right? Like, that's your unique label. Your label is whatever you want your name to be, right? Whatever name you've chosen for yourself, that is the name, okay? That's your label. Your label is your name. Open conversations are good for all of us, agreed, but like, cats like boxes. Cats do like boxes. That's true. If you want to like boxes, that's totally okay. That's totally okay. All right. I need to take the headphones off because it's getting hot in my ears, so I'm not going to hear alerts or anything for a couple moments. I'm going to also fix my freaking...
You did what? Oh, thank you so much.
$120 is just not satisfactory.
Katie! Katie, thank you so much for the $30 tip. Guys, more love in the chat, please. I appreciate that. Katie, thank you very much for sorting out the odd number. Now we are at a even number. I know I need them. I'm going to get them anyway. It's just kind of... It wasn't like... Oh, God. You guys think it's like I'm saying, I need this money so I can buy them. That's not how that works. But anyway, I'm not going to push on that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, Katie. Holy fuck. You guys are really going to try to make me cry, and I'm doing my best not to, while also talking about things that make me cry anyway. I myself don't like labels a lot, but they sometimes do a great job of being a zip file of info to hand to someone to describe something in details. But quickly. Yeah. And that's okay. You might one day really not like labels, and other days you might really like them. Or some labels work for you and some don't. You know, everything is all personal. Labels can be a box, but you don't have to fill that box, and you definitely spread beyond it, yes. Gotta build your own box for yourself and make it really comfy. Kind you've already figured it out. You've already sorted it. It's getting hot in here, so take all off your socks. Okay, I'm doing it. Hold on. 1 second. My socks are off. I've done it. There. Happy? Moving on. Thank you. Oh god, wow. That's the only time anyone's ever called me that before. Holy shit. I think it's also worth mentioning that there's no pressure to pick a label. You pick, choose, identify with one if you want to. Right, so the idea of you are yourself, right? Like, at the end all be all, get rid of all your labels, whatever. You are you. Like, that's the easiest label you can come across, is I am Lime. I almost said my real name. I am Lime. And that means that all those things that encompass me, that goes into that name. Like, that's how, it's still kind of like a label, you know, but when it comes down to it, I could decide I don't want to have all these labels to tell people, you know, it's not anybody's business technically, it's my private stuff. And I could just say, I'm Lime, that's it, you know, Linus. Anyway, I can support you because you support all of us. Katie, I want to support you as well, you goob. I try to do my best to do that, and you do not have to do it in a monetary way, but I do appreciate that. You already support us enough by being here. It's on 501. Oh no, Kato, maybe it'll change in like a minute and just go to 502 magically. I don't know if it's caught up all the way. I say a lot that not everything needs to be defined, but it can be helpful and comforting to share things like identity with other people. And I completely agree with that, because I don't always like to define stuff, which is kind of why my identity stuff isn't like a solved thing. And also it's not going to ever be a solved thing, really. But I know myself on the inside, and I know what I'm thinking. It's just when I can be comfortable to say it, you know. And do I want to be comfortable enough putting it into a label? We're just messing with you, and I like supporting you, Goop. I like supporting you too, Freezeburn. I want to help you more out wherever I can. I think the only label I hold any particular personal pride in is Tinkerer. Oh, even though I fit others: pansexual, polyamorous, Caucasian, male by default, all that. Gotcha. Tinkerer. I don't actually know what that would be. Is that just like someone who fixes stuff up and like works on things? Real name, yes. You do so much. I do my best to do what I can for you, Katie. I hope it's enough. I feel very supported here, like an orthopedic mattress. Get me one of those. Oh my god. I'm gonna get myself an orthopedic mattress because my back could very much use that. Unless it's the name you picked anyway, I guess, yeah. Or a really good bra. I wonder what that's like. Can't say that I've ever had that problem. Gender is a really interesting one in my personal experience. I am male, but I don't feel like gender is a significant part of the person I am or my identity. But I 1000% support and everyone's gender and identity too. Yeah, I think so. Here's another concept that I want to go into, you know, and I'm trying to find a way to like know where I want to end this conversation at, because we're already going for an hour and a half, and I expected to go for about 2 hours, and that'll be it. I have a lot of friends, and I'm very lucky. Not that sentence, by the way. I don't have that many friends. I am. To say that your identity is something that can be solved is to imply that's a problem in the first place. Yes, that's exactly why I don't want to think of it as an end goal to reach something like that, you know. So I have a lot of friends who do not identify as anything other than, you know, straight cisgender people. And that's completely okay. Nowhere in this conversation, by the way, are we ever saying it is wrong to identify as a cisgendered person who is straight. There's nothing wrong with that at all, right? In the same way that we will want you to tell us there's nothing wrong with being pansexual or polyamorous or all these other things. There's nothing wrong with that. It's still breaking out of this idea that there has to be a normal thing, right? Quote unquote, there's a normal way to live. However, I do have a lot of friends that I'm very, very happy to see in real life trying to open their mind to the idea of especially trans people lately, trans people and non-binary people. This is a newer concept to a lot of people that I've grown up with, and I'm very happy to see them opening their minds to it. Some of that might start with them saying, you know, I will never understand this, but I will support you. And I think that is a very, sometimes it can be a sad thing to hear. It can be like, oh, I wish you could understand. I wish I could help you to understand where I'm coming from. But the idea that they're still trying to empathize and they're still trying to learn about it, I think that's really, really cool. And I think everybody could use people like that in their friends, their family, it doesn't matter. And if you don't have someone like that in your life, we are happy to be that for you all the time. Seriously, like, be yourself here. That is the whole point of this space. And I'm proud of you for being able to come in here and to share. And if you can't share because you're not comfortable with it, I'm just as proud of you for being able to make that distinction too. I'm hopeful for those friends that I have that say, I will never understand it, but I will do my best to accept you, like that they can make some sort of strides in this over time as well, and to have some sort of understanding. You know, I would like for that to be a thing that happens. You know, I don't know if anybody else has common experiences like this though, which is why I'm talking about it. So if you do have similar instances and things, I would love to hear about them right now. I do dislike that sentence. I always try to make it, I don't understand that yet, but I will support you and learn about it. The wording matters, but also I do give some of my friends the benefit of the doubt too, because a lot of my friends do have ADHD or ADD and have these different ways of thinking about things. Sometimes they speak really fast before they've thought things through, like I do. It just comes out, as they think it. And sometimes they say stuff that they don't realize is worded a certain way, just like anyone can do that. And I find it very interesting sometimes when I call them out on specific things, Thank you so much for subbing at tier 1, much appreciated. I'll catch back up on chat, by the way, in a second. I really do appreciate that support. I do think... Oh shit, I lost my fucking train of thought. When you call them out on things that they're like, did you mean to say this? And they go, oh no, that's not at all what I think. I'm so sorry. Like, there are times that they do that too. So it could have been just a wrong wording from some people. But I do believe that there are people out there who are like, I really, really want this person to feel comfortable. But my God, I am not comfortable with the idea of someone who used to be a man not being a man. Like, that's a very common thing that does happen, and I would love to see those people being able to grow and change. Just as someone grows and changes into their own identity and sexuality, I would love to see those people who are cis and straight or whatever being comfortable growing into the idea of understanding what other people are identifying as. We do have a Discord, yes, and we would love to have you. We would love to have you along. Okay, let me catch up with chat real quick, and you're welcome to share anything that you have in regards to that. Thank you for opening up and creating a safe space for others. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much for being here and to acknowledge that as well, because my God, this is the only thing that I have been super, super happy about this past year, is just to have a space of friends that are just so open and polite and respectful for each other. We never have to say like, hey, careful about that. Don't say stuff like that here, and I'm really, really proud of that. And I'm proud of you guys for being here. Seriously, thank you. By Tinker, I'm very interested and inspired by understanding how things work, exploring problems and solutions. Lots of thought experiments until I have the time to build things, maybe an engineer light. Okay, I see what you mean. So not like a heavy engineer or anything, but like a little bit under that in terms of like tiers and stuff. Why is the sun not deciding what it wants to do? Some of my best friends are cis and straight. Most of my best friends are cis and straight, honestly. Why do you think it took me so long to know that there was other stuff out there, It tips the scale in a positive way versus I will never support you. Yes, Senix, that right there is how I took hearing that sentence from the first time. Someone saying, I said like, can you understand where I'm coming from with this when talking about like ideas of being non-binary and things like that? And they're like, I don't understand it. I'll do my best though to support you in whatever, but I don't think I'm ever gonna understand it. And hearing that I don't think I'm ever part is like, oh, so you're never gonna truly support then? Like that's what it sounds like, even if that's not what they intend. My mom said, I don't get it yet, but I still love you, and I just want you to be happy. And she does now understand bisexuality. I haven't brought up the concept of non-binary, but there's always time. There is always time. And we talked about this yesterday, which I still find funny. The one quote that sticks in my mind from Adventure Time, Princess Bubblegum says it in one of the episodes, I think about Lemon Grab probably, or somebody. I don't remember who it was. And she's like, we don't have to understand somebody, or like we don't have to understand them, but we have to be cool about it still, or something like that, to that effect. I want to look up and get the exact quote of it, which I might actually do in a second. And it sticks with me, like the idea of it. I think that's really, really cool in a children's cartoon, that they're like, everyone is different, everyone's unique. You don't have to necessarily understand them, but as long as we're all chill about it, and we can all get along, that's a good thing. And it's not your business to change that person, And that goes for anything, but sexuality and gender especially. Like, don't try to change what makes somebody themselves. Don't change what's their identity. Like, leave that alone. That's not yours to mess with. I've never felt more comfortable and more myself than I do in Twitch communities, especially in this one. Kind, I'm so glad to see that you joined Boba's, honestly. Seriously, it's been so nice to get to know you in the bits that I have, and I hope we get to know each other even more. I had to explain pansexual to my mother the other day, and she just thought it was a new way to say bye. Labels are hard sometimes. Imagine being considered a Lime friend. What the fuck, Senix? We're friends. The hell? Bink, you literally are a mod in the Discord. What are you talking about? Yeah, we're not friends. Most of your friends are trans. Awesome, you. I don't know a whole lot of people who can say stuff like that. She understands bi, but I couldn't imagine trying to teach my mother about genderqueer or gender fluid stuff. She understands and supports me as I am, though, but discussing bisexuality was an extremely amusing and silly conversation at first. And I'm happy to know that some people have parents like that you can have goofy conversations about it, and they're comfortable doing that. Not a lot of people do. A lot of people still have parents that are like, you're making shit up. This is not a thing. You can do what you want, sure. Like, they might even go as far to be like, do what you want and be happy. But also, you're making shit up. And it's kind of like that half and half where you're like, you're so close to supporting, but you're not quite there. And I could really use just that last bit, you know? So if you do have family that is like that, or is like plain shutting down where you can't be that, don't talk about that stuff around me, my apologies to you. You do not deserve that. No one deserves that. And, you know, we are here for you if you need. And there are also resources for this kind of stuff too, that I will be putting into the Discord more. We need to have more resources on different places to support, and like, you know, how we look into trying to support Trans Lifeline and all those other different organizations that do awesome work for these communities, that we work so hard to be a part of and support. Like, we're gonna do some more. We're gonna do some more soon. I'll keep you posted though on some ideas that I have. My dad doesn't understand how I can be a man one day and be a girl the next. Exactly. You do hit a limit with certain people, especially with an age group that's like, okay, you put yourself in a label here, so that makes sense to me. But the moment you come out of the label, like, I can't wrap my head around that. That doesn't exist. That's not real. So hopefully that changes with time. Everything changes with time. On identity, can mother, father, or family person be part of an identity? Yeah, absolutely. And many people hold that identity important to themselves. I don't want to detract from the topics of gender and sexuality, but help frame the subject of identity. No, I mean, there's no problem with what you said at all. There's no problem with that at all. I'm glad you got to have some of those convos, though. My father respects me these days, but he never called my partner my husband or even partner. He calls my partner my friend. It's okay with me, though, because he's come as far as he can. I hope he can continue to go further, though. You know, always growing, always changing. And this, as soon as you let somebody say, this is as far as I go, this is as far as I'm going to change, like, that's not necessarily a positive thing. And I've had that problem with, you know, people in my extended family and things where they're like, look, I can get behind you dating a girl. They say to my sister at the time, I can get behind you dating a girl. But then they say to the other sibling, you don't get to say that you're not a girl anymore. Like, you can't do that. You don't get to pick and choose things like that. That's super detrimental to anybody's growth, no matter how old you are, you know. And like saying, I can get behind this, but this part, that's too much for me. No, you have to find a way when it doesn't affect you, like that's a person's identity, therefore reminder, it does not affect you. You have to find a way to get used to those things, right? Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna catch back up though. I think it's like this: if you don't understand complicated math, then you don't then decide that someone else who does is wrong. You recognize that they understand some things that you don't. Same with the LGBTQ stuff. Yes, that is a very, very good way of putting it. And God, I hate that you used a math metaphor, because I hate math. But you know what? I'll let it slide just this one time. My mom actually apologized to me yesterday for telling my extended family after I came out to her, because she said it was my business to share. And it's funny because she was super supportive, so it didn't matter to me even a ton back then. That's still nice of her to apologize, though, because that is your business, you know? But I'm glad to know that you guys are hopefully having a nice, what do you want to say? A nice relationship with each other in terms of that. Just dropping by to say hi. It's good to see you, Blanc. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I'm very, very dry mouthed. I've been talking for about an hour and 40 minutes, so I'm going to try to grab some water. But I hope you're doing good too. How are you? Also, if you would like to go by a specific name, by the way, if I grabbed the wrong part of your name, feel free to correct me, okay? I'm drinking it, Cato. You got to drink too. You either support everyone or you don't support anyone. With the obvious exceptions, of course, of people who are trying to hurt others. If you don't support everybody, because some people are not being good people, you know. You can support people who are at the line of being polite and respectful and kind and all that stuff. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. That's very, very good to hear. I use it as an example of something I don't understand. Oh, Bink, I thought you understood math. Oh, lime's at 88% water. Lime is at about, like, 40% water. They need much more. My mom's a hilarious woman, by the way, and amazingly supportive. They must be, honestly. They must be to have had you, because you are hilarious as well. Very, very funny. Very, very funny and very supportive as well. Oh, limes are 88% water. Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to take a pause to say, anybody who has questions about anything or wants to bring up a specific topic of any of this, you're welcome to do so. Thank you for giving me a platform to talk about this. I don't have all the answers. I still have so much that I don't... As somebody who can very much pass as a male at any time, whether I don't want to or not, like, it's very easy for me to hide, you know, And some people don't have that luxury, especially people who are one step closer to feeling more like themselves physically, who have gone through transitions and things like that. Or even just with the sexuality stuff, have a partner that might be the same sex as them or visibly look like the same sex as them. So I have to always say this is just my experiences that I'm going off of and my opinions. They are not the correct quote unquote ones, and I'm glad we've opened a dialogue about it. But know that I am never ever assuming that like I am, oh God, I've gone through so much, because in all honesty, I really haven't. I can pass under the radar, and a lot of people don't have that luxury too. So please always listen to the people who don't have that luxury first and foremost, and try to have dialogues with them as well, because honestly, they may call out more stuff than I can ever dream to do, you know, that may be really important to listen to. But more on that later. Now that it's summer, I drink like 4 liters of water per day. Good. I fucking hate summer. Dude, water's good for you though. After you stop drinking a bunch of other shit like that, water ends up being really good. Oh, but I'm glad to hear that you are drinking that. Enjoy your lurk, Alex. It's been very, very nice meeting you as well. I'd love to see and hear more about gender, sexuality, and identity overall from the community. Absolutely. Language, history, stories, music. I get all those. Logic, math, might as well be magic. I like logic, not math though. No math, please. But anyway, heartfelt thank you though that you let me talk about my experiences and things like this, because this really does truly mean a lot to me. And hearing about your stuff is what I really, really want to do. I really, really want to do. So if you are comfortable sharing anything about what we talked about today, I would love to hear about it. And if you have questions about anything in terms of me being ace or whatever, like I'm happy to shed some light on it, whether it's more of like how'd I figure it out and all that. I don't know. Just let me know. I have a dear friend that is Arrow Ace and so on. Oh, and I have a doubt. Is it okay to find compromises insisting a little? Is it okay to will to find compromise? How do you mean? Compromises on what? Feel free to flesh that out a little bit more. I love math. It's a core element of the way things work. I am just not good with numbers, though. That's my problem. That's my big problem. Sorry, someone sent me a funny meme. I have to look at it. Compromises about sex. I can't force someone to love me. Yes. Okay. So if somebody is asexual, and especially if they are sex repulsed, like sex is a very, very difficult topic for them, right? So finding compromises about sex is a difficult thing, because if they plain are just like, I'm afraid of sex and that's not something I want, like there is no compromise. Like that's just it, right? However, if there's someone who are open to the topic of sex and that kind of stuff, or anything that has to do with that, you know, then compromise, I guess, is possible. But it comes from that person. Like you have to have that conversation with them. They have to be super open with you, and you have to be super open with them. And then, yeah, it's sex repulsed. I am unlucky, but at least my jealousy is... Oh, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily go like that. I wouldn't necessarily say that you're unlucky, because sex isn't everything. Sex is not everything at all, you know? And I think if you look at it that way, you miss out on the rest of the person, you know? If you want sex, that's fair. That's completely fine. And that, I imagine, is a very normal thing for people who are, you know, not asexual. But... like you have to be careful about that too, because that is a person with feelings and all kinds of things in them and personality, you know, like you're probably not dating the person for sex. I would imagine. It's one pool of experiences. However, I will say, if that is a cutoff for you, if you as a human being in your relationship really want sex to be a thing, and there's no way for you to get it from the person that you're with, that is okay to say, man, I really like this person, and, you know, I've had a good relationship with them, but that's not something that, like, I really want that. I really want that to be a part of my relationship. That's perfectly okay to still cut that off. And I'm not saying that's what you have to do at all. But compromises about sex with someone who is sex repulsed or afraid of sex or just is asexual like that may not be a thing, right? That might just be something that is an unfortunate realization between the two of you. But yeah, I can only say so much about that being from an outside perspective. But I appreciate you asking about it, though. We can talk about that now. How can we ID asexuality? I struggle with figuring that out, especially if it's something that feels like might sometimes change on certain periods. I don't know how to explain it. So, Senix, were you around when I talked about how I kind of like sorted it out for me specifically? Feel free to answer that in a second while I catch up with everybody else. I've arrived at a strange moment. I know this is serious to talk, but generally the first word I heard was sex. Palp, we're talking about sexuality and we're talking about identity. Therefore, you're going to hear that word a fair bit. And if you're not comfortable with that, feel free to duck out. No worries. but it's not a serious conversation at all. It's just an open dialogue. It's completely okay if it's not comfortable though. You weren't. Okay, I'll get back. I'll sum it up for you real quick. After I catch with everybody else though. Sexual interest is a spectrum too, and you can move around on the spectrum. Yes, I've had phases where I just completely don't feel any sexual attraction to anyone, and other periods where I'm hypersexual and want to bang everyone. Well put, solid. I am not ace, but between hormone control and depression, I have experienced incredibly low libido. Relationships are definitely more than sex, but sex can be a huge part of the relationship. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing at all wrong with that. If you want sex to be a part of your relationship, and that is like a, what do you call it? Like a selling point of like, this is what I want in the relationship, then someone who is asexual and is sex repulsed might not be the person for you, you know, and that's okay to come to that realization. FemHRT makes you usually need to piss a lot, so you need to drink a lot as well. What the fuck are you talking about, Bink? Moving on. Does that follow into the identification or now? A little bit, yes. A little bit, yes. I think the sexuality of someone can change a little during periods, sometimes gray, sometimes sex repulsed, and so on. A person should not stress himself too much. I mean, it depends. It depends, though, right? It really... Oh, fat fingers in 110 degree heat. Jesus Christ. Some people aren't on, like, a fluid spectrum. It can be fluid, but some people are very grounded in, like, this is how I am. You know, like, I am always going to be afraid of sex and disgusted by it, and that is not something I want to do. If you are like that, some people can't change that, you know. If it is well discussed with the person that you're dating that, you know, like, there is some fluidity there, then you can sort out how to find out, like, when that fluidity hits. Like, when are they sex repulsed, when are they not? And, like, that's something you guys have to work out together, you know. But you can't expect people to change that too, or hoping that they will either, because that's just not right to you, and it's definitely not right to them. So you kind of just have to make a balanced decision based off of that knowledge. Speaking of hormone control, I'm experiencing the same libido drop, but because of testosterone blockers specifically. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh God, you guys are having your own conversation, so I will avoid that. I'm just kidding. I always try to evolve with my partners, so yeah, keeping a certain openness and fluidity can be a very liberating and fun. Yes. Thank you for hugging everybody. Shortest, it's good to see you. Getting back to Senex's question, I'm sorry, I will try not to get off topic again real quick. To quicken it, I assumed for the long time that I was straight, right? I assumed for the longest time that there was something wrong with me, though, because I wasn't feeling any sort of attraction to people. So lots of people that I was with always wanted to do stuff like that, and I very rarely did it. And then when I did do anything to that nature, no apologies, dude, you're good. When I did anything of that nature, it was purely to try to make someone feel good, but also it was to kind of like see if I could like trigger it, if that makes sense. Like maybe it's just something I just was trying too hard to figure out, and I couldn't figure it out. So there were a lot of relationships that I ended where I was just like, okay, I'm so sorry, like I really, really like you and I have a lot of feelings for you, but I don't have this, so I don't want to like, I don't want to lie to you. Like, I don't want to pretend to be someone who has this or whatever. You know, I felt like I was pretending to have an attraction or something like that. And that wasn't fair to them. So I was like, you can go be with someone who actually has that attraction for you. You're deserving of that, you know? So that happened a lot. And after a while I was like, maybe I'm demisexual. Like I found that title and was like, I must have not found the correct person yet. And I'll find that eventually. And I didn't know that ace existed either. So years down the line, after more experimenting with that, I was like, I still cannot find that. I don't have that. And I think I just came to the realization that like, I literally just don't have that, you know, like you can't really ID it necessarily super easily. And like, I could still be wrong, technically speaking. I could still be like really, really on the back end of the demisexual spectrum and I just haven't found the right person. But I'm pretty freaking clear in the idea that I am asexual. So you can't really ID it, you know. The only person who can ID it is you, is what I'm saying. And for me, I was ratioing it. I was like, look at all these relationships that I haven't felt anything. And it was like a literal, like, I haven't felt it with anybody. Therefore, this is probably what I am for right now. And that's what I went with, you know. But that's kind of how I came to that idea. Are you in peace with yourself when it comes to gender and sexuality? If yes, how did you do that? This friend of mine is hella confused on this sorts of thing. I'm not at peace with it. We talked about the idea of it not being like a finalized answer, right? Like we want to continue to grow as human beings. So like there are times that may change and that's okay. For me, in terms of sexuality, I'm pretty grounded in that. I'm pretty good to say like with the fear that I had with sex growing up and all that kind of stuff, and just not having the feeling, like, I'm pretty freaking clear on that one. In terms of identity, no, that's more fluid, and I expect that to change more. But I'm at peace with that. You know, I'm not like in a solid place with it, but I'm at peace with knowing that it's kind of a changing thing. And it's just kind of who you surround yourself with is the best way to go about it, I would say. If I didn't have a supportive community of people to talk to, even not with Twitch, but just like friends in real life as well, I would not feel supported. I don't have friends in real life to talk about this. I'm going to be completely honest right now. And if you are someone listening, by the way, who is in my real life, I do appreciate you coming to listen. But I don't really have anybody who I'm super close to in real life. You know, I have some Twitch friends and I have some Discord friends that I've become really close to, and I'm proud of those friendships. But my in real life community and stuff, I don't really have anyone that I can talk those things without. And so if I didn't have this, like, I could be just as lost. And I think that's how I come to peace with it, you know. Finding people who are able to talk about it and listen is the best answer I can give you, honestly. And that goes for a lot of things, but especially with this. Do I hope to one day have people in my life that I can talk to about that? Absolutely. Do I right now? No, I do not. I do not. You know, it's a very, very difficult thing to say, you know? Zara, guys, I'll catch up with chat in just a moment. I promise I will scroll back up and read your stuff.
No way.
Zara, thank you so much for the raid. How's it going? Thank you so much for the follow. How are you guys doing? If you don't know me, I'm live and play nostalgic games and piano, and today we are also talking about sexuality and identity. If this is something that would be at all not interesting or something you don't want to hear, you do not have to stay. Thank you so much for coming by on the raid, and I hope that ZZ's stream went super well. What were you doing? Oh, did you finish Breath of the Wild today? I think you were saying you were getting close to the end, right? Hi, Son of a Mitch and Salvaro Hart. I hope you guys are doing well. And Salty Noodle Cup. Oh my god, favorite noodle cup. But it's been a very, very fun chat, and we've been really enjoying, hopefully. You are totally welcome to take part in this discussion or lurk anything that you would like to do. If you guys do not know Zara Zodiac, they are a phenomenal streamer. Super funny. Super, super funny. Very, very cute with a very, very cute community. You want to check out their stuff. Seriously. Very, very kind. And I love their raid message, because you know I love space. Look. You know I love space. Not yet, but you're close. Oh, you almost have all the memories. Congrats. Well done. Thank you so much for the raid, though, friend. It's great to see you. I hope everything's been going good. We are talking about, right now, specifically the concept of asexuality, for anyone who doesn't know. So if this is at all something that would not hit your ears well, please take care of yourself. And also, Raiders and ZZ, please do get food, water, whatever the heck you need. But you are welcome to hang around if you'd like. I'm going to catch up with chat, though, right now, because, God, I got behind trying to talk about all kinds of other stuff. Some people are pretty permanently sex repulsed, yes. Some asexual people are just like, no, that's permanent. I know of an ace person who is not particularly interested or driven by sex themselves, but they will enjoy what it does for their partner. Yes. That is me. That is me. I am not interested or driven by it at all. But there was a lot of me as a teenager growing up going, everyone says I have to do this, so I guess this is what, like, makes a relationship a relationship, and that was not good. That was not a good thing. There were several times I'd get really close to somebody, and I'm really, like from a mental point of view and, like, a heart point of view, super interested in this person. They are super cool, and I want to be with this person. And then I'm like, oh, I have to do this other stuff, though, that they want to do, and, you know, that's not how that works. You don't have to do that stuff if people don't ask.
Hello,
and if you do that stuff, like,
thank you.
Oh my god, I'm getting off track. So, but does that make? I hope that makes some sort of semblance of sense. Little Ginge, thank you so much for the raid. How you doing? It's good to see you. What's going on? What were you up to? Hello, Raiders as well. If you don't know me, I'm live and playing nostalgic games and piano. We're having a long discussion. How are you? What did you do today? What did you do today? Sorry, we're coming right off of another raid as well, so if I seem a little bit out of breath, that would be why. But it's great to see you. What did you do? Can I get a shout out, please, for Little Jin? You did some Luigi's Mansion 3? Nice. Oh, you finished it. Good job. Congrats. Congrats. That's wonderful to hear. Guys, if you don't know Little Ginge, they are also adorable, have a fantastic community. Go check them out. They've been doing a lot of Luigi's Mansion 3 lately, and they're very, very kind. Please go give them some love and a follow if you would like to see their stuff. It was so hard. It's a hard game to finish. It really is. But thank you so much for bringing your Raiders over here. Please take care of yourself. You're welcome to hang with us if you'd like and lurk if you'd like to. We are talking about sexuality and gender stuff and identity. So if that is a bother at all and that's not something you want to hear, feel free to duck out. No worries. But congrats on the finish. That's good. I hope you're doing well and the talks are going good. The talks have been great. I've been talking like nonstop though, so hopefully I'm not talking too much. Thank you for making the conversation happen. Oh, no thanks necessary at all. But it definitely is important, and I want to open a dialogue for it for other people to talk about their stuff. Speaking of, I need to scroll way, way up the board and keep going through people's stuff. HRT stuff, moving down. Even just talking about sex and thinking about it grosses me out. And that's fair. That's okay, Bink. If that is too much, please take care of yourself, okay? I get you, Lime. In my clubbing phase, my best buddy was like the Casanova, while I was the gentleman all the time and just didn't get that part of him at all. Today, I understand that I was just missing something there that that let me not drag some new acquaintance home right away. And Chris, do you identify as ace as well? Is that okay for me to ask? I don't want to pressure you. If you don't want to share, that's totally okay. But yeah, I can understand what you're coming from right now, because I had a lot of friends that were like that too, man. A lot of friends that would take home lots of people, and the other people were always so happy to go too. And I was like, I don't get why that's the thing. Why is that the thing? But now I get it. You mentioned pretending in the past. That doesn't feel healthy in the long run, not for the relationship or yourself. Airden, remind me about that when I do catch up, because I want to talk about that. That's really, really important, and one of the last things that I have on my brain without people bringing it up. Don't let me forget, okay? The idea of pretending, please. Asexuality is a pretty broad spectrum, and it's something that not everyone realizes. Yes, for me, I'm on the ace spectrum. Anything real life goes nowhere with me, but the mind and imagination is a different ballgame. Yes, mentally you can be really interested in a person, and that might do some stuff for you. Have a lot of friends who couldn't really put that same thing into words and identify it until we talked with each other and they understood better. I'm glad that you have a support system then that you could talk about that stuff. That's really cool, and I appreciate you sharing. Lime, if you live by me, I would totally in-person chat with you about this stuff. Solid, I appreciate that. That means a lot. I would say the same to you as well. Guys, as a reminder, please go follow ZZ and Little Ginge both. Sorry, guys, if I at all am just talking like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss people's stuff. But thank you again for the raids, and I hope your streams were phenomenal. Moving down the line. What do you mean by imagination is a different ballgame? I ask because I always feel like maybe I can't be ace because I have no interest in sex, but most of the time I do have libido and can fantasize about stuff, just don't actually want to do it. That's an interesting point. Yeah, Airden, if you feel comfortable, or not Airden, sorry, Kagan, if you feel comfortable responding to that, feel free. I'm interested in that, but I probably won't reply to that one specifically. I don't really have anyone I can talk about this stuff in real life either, but I do it with my therapist now. That's a great person. There you go. And that's an idea for someone who lacks a friend to chat with. Yeah, so if you really do want to have conversations with that, there are people who specialize in that, specifically therapists as well, which, by the way, you do not have to be mentally sick or anything, which is what older people say, to partake in therapy. Honestly, everyone should partake in therapy at some point in their life. It is a super helpful thing. Like, even if you're just talking to them about literally anything, like, therapists are there for you to talk to, and they can help you to sort some stuff out, and that's what they're supposed to do. If they do anything else, then don't go to them. But just so you know, have a libido, much to my dismay, but I'm still profoundly ace, so you could be similar. That's true. It's a spectrum. Remember, there's all kinds of different things that go on there. Important thing to understand is libido is separate from sexual desire. Fair. Okay, moving down. Awesome. Shortest, thank you for gifting a sub to Airden. I appreciate that. Gonna get some snacks and settle in for the stream. Sounds good, ZZ. Thank you for coming around. I really do appreciate that. Get some good snacks. And Little Ginge, conversations like these are important. I agree. If you have anything that you wanna say, feel free to let me know, okay? Hi, Kavish. Welcome on the raid. How you doing? Good to see you. This conversation just saved a connection between me and this person. I was too obsessed with the instinct of sex. And yeah, maybe I'll try doing something with her if it's okay, but damn, thank you. Dude, absolutely. Thank you for being open about it and being able to ask questions, honestly. It's a really easy thing to be told no and feel bad about it and shut down and, like, act out on it. You know, I know a lot of people that if you told them, sorry, I'm sex repulsed and I just am not into that, they're like, well, fuck you then, you know, like, is there something wrong with me? And, like, that's never a good thing. So I'm really proud of you for being able to have conversations about that.
You did what? Oh,
solid. I don't have headphones on. That's why I couldn't tell. Water. Thank you very much for the $5 tip. I appreciate it. Can we get some love hearts in the chat, please, for solid? Oh, Shortest, thank you again for gifting us up to Airden too. Speaking of hydration, I was not, but I just did. Connections during 4+ years. That's really good then. I'm glad that things are going to stay good. Senex, many aces like myself enjoy seeing art, reading stories, and imagining things that don't connect directly to us physically. That's fair. Interestingly put. I'm not entirely sure yet, but finding myself fitting into a lot of demi things. Aspects, that's the word. Yeah, that works too. Okay, well, that's very, very cool. Thank you very much for sharing, and I'm glad that you are finding ways to sort that out. And honestly, I'd love to hear about it. If you ever want to talk about that stuff, I'm totally open to hearing about it. Mad props. Yeah, just make sure you're talking to each other and really listening. If you have an open dialogue with each other, you're good. Discuss the topic of pretending. We're almost there. We're almost to the bottom of chat. We're almost there. Leal, it's good to see you. Happy Pride. How you doing? Hope you're well. If you want to look into it more, it's called Ageosexual. Previously, oh, I actually don't know that one's the name. I'll have to look more into that too. See, there's tons I don't know. There's tons I don't know at all. Hi, Gatto. How you doing? Subcategories to asexual, yes, for instance, which include demi, which is what I thought so I was in a subcategory for asexual right off the bat, but I didn't know what the broader category was, which made things very, very hard for me. So it's funny how we pick things up as a society or as kids growing up, because you just don't always see stuff. You don't always see stuff. Is that Squid Druid? Hi, Squid. How you doing? We got 2 squids in the chat at the same time. I love that. How you doing? It's a journey for sure to dig through that. You're doing great. You're doing great, man. Thank you guys very much. Big Pride Talks in you. Yes. Okay. So the idea of imposter, right? Or like, what was it? Remind me. Squid Monday? Yes. I'm going to have to head off so I can shower. Please be careful. That's okay. Rest well and good job getting the first shot again. I'm proud of you. Love you lots. Take very, very good care.
Whoa, look at that.
Shortest, thank you for gifting us up to Squid Druid. What the heck? Shortest, die. You're going to make me break my jaw because I can't figure out why you're being so lovely. Thank you very, very much. What was I supposed to remember to talk about? Also fictional. If I didn't say hi to you directly, I'm so sorry. I did see you. I hope you're doing super well. I'm pretty sure I tried to say hi, but it might not have come out. Pretending. Pretending. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this especially has to do with college, okay? High school was like I didn't think very much about it, whatever. You know, like if somebody asked for stuff and I was like, oh, okay, that's what you do, I guess. That's what relationships are. Like that was a thing. In college, it was an entirely different thing for specifically the first like 2 years of schooling. If I could go back and I could change what happened with those 2 years, I, without missing a beat, would say yes. Because there were several times that I, like 2 or 3 times at least, that I broke things off with a person or didn't know how to go about having a relationship with a person because I didn't understand the lack of attraction thing. I didn't get it. And because I didn't get it, I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to just go with it and just like, I don't know, experiment more and maybe I'll figure that out. And that can be a healthy thing. College is nuts in terms of discovery. Very, very true. Like, that can be a thing to do. If you change your past behavior, would you be here with us today? Yeah, okay. That's fair, but also I still wish I could, still wish I could do it. I think I'm Arrow. Nice. Asexual except for when I have a drink and want to make out with friends. That's entirely different, though. That's fair. But I'm comfy lately to think about if I identify with aromanticism. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Categorical relationships interest me like crazy. Lime, such as Demi, having a category relationship to Ace. Very fair. So basically, a lot of the times happened. Solid, because I say so. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. A lot of the times in those relationships, I would say, okay, I have to experiment with this more. And this is also the normal thing that you do in relationships. Sex is a part of relationship. You have to figure it out. That's what everyone's told me for all my life. Shortest, thank you for gifting us up to Leo. That's not the case. You do not need to have that stuff. But if you do want to have that stuff, that's totally okay as well. And the problem was that I would be asked to do stuff and I would say, okay, you know, in a relationship with a person, I would be okay with that. And I would do stuff because I want a person to feel good. But then I would also just be like, so how does this stuff work? And I would try too hard to like, not force interactions. What is it? It's like, oh, this is the normal thing, so we have to do this now, and we don't have to do this then, and like it was really, really weird. I don't know how to talk about it, honestly. So there was a lot of pretending of like, yes, I have these feelings, and yeah, oh yes, they're totally there, and that was not a good thing. So then it would always come to a boiling point of me being like, I can't feel whatever this is, so I must not really have feelings for this person, I guess. I don't want to lie to them and pretend that I have feelings for them, even though I wasn't lying. I literally had actual other feelings for them. So I'm going to release them back into the dating pool so they can find someone who's better for them. That's what kept happening, and that was a really, really bad time in terms of like a self-discovery thing. Had I known that it's okay to not have sexual attraction, that kind of thing, and it's totally okay to have romantic attraction, I wouldn't have thought there was something wrong with me and shut down several different relationships, you know? So that's something that just keeps coming back to my mind when I think about it. And I just find it ridiculous. Sorry, crazy is not a word that I want to use anymore for anyone who knows. Thank you for having these conversations, Slime. It's getting late here. Please take very, very good care of yourself. Get some good rest. Thank you. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Love you lots, friend. Take care. And again, if you're not following Little Ginge, please do. It's wild because so many people coming to college for sexual experimentation come from a place where sex is repressed, but it can totally be the opposite. It can very much be the opposite, yeah. I legit thought wanting to have sex was a joke until college. I thought that it was like when you meet somebody, you like them, and then you date them, and maybe you might kiss them someday. And then after that, something might else happen. And if that doesn't happen, you must not actually like them enough, and someone else will like them more. So make sure that you don't, stay in a relationship too long if that's not somebody you have that for. So that was such a freaking annoying thing. And I was like, there must be something wrong with me. There has to be something wrong with me. And I didn't talk to anyone about this. This was not a conversation I was having with my partners. This was not a conversation I was having with friends or family, especially not family. Like, this was a very, inside of me thing. And I think it's hilarious because I have to shout into the mic. So, my parent, who's been working this whole time in the attached wall, has been probably hearing more about me than they've ever heard. But that used to drive me astronomically crazy. And I don't know if anybody here... Sorry, I said the word again. Ridiculous. I don't know if anybody here identifies as ace that went through similar things, but I'd love to hear about it, honestly. I guess it's just interesting to think about, though, because it's a different background. Yeah. No family. No. Just kidding. Family can be fine. Sometimes it can't be, though. I think there's a default image of what a relationship should involve, including sex, children, family, house, culminating in the idea of success, and I'd rather we just talk about relationships in more detail. Airden, take that and then put that into the box that also says it's normal that only if you are a man and a woman. If you are in a straight relationship, that's the other part of the, expected relationship. Take that out, and we can finally get back to normal in terms of, understanding people are all individuals and are gonna do different things. Thank you for putting it into the words. Absolutely, I'm glad to know that somebody else feels the same, honestly. Because, fuck, man. Life is hard. Life's hard when you're just going by it by yourself. It's actually what's happening to me about wanting to release someone you care about to the dating pool. It's so silly that it feels that way, right, Christian? Why do we value the idea of sexual, desire with people so much that when it's not there, we go, oh, something's wrong. We have to be done. I guess if you are someone who feels sexual attraction with someone, and same thing with the other person, and things fade, and that's a different thing. But as somebody who personally does not feel that attraction, why does that have to be placed on this pedestal of I have to have this to be in a relationship with somebody who, may be straight? If I date a straight woman, and she has sexual desire, is that a no-go because I don't have any, No, that's not how that works. Granted, I also get away from the normal and just all of us be people. There you go. Y'all are cool. Don't feel like you gotta fit into someone else's box. Very much true. Do you think sexual abuse could result in asexuality, or do you think that's something totally different, like trauma? I don't know if that makes sense. Content warning. Content warning ping. CW. Other way. How do I put a C? Pretend I'm doing that correctly for abuse stuff. We'll have a very, very quick conversation on this because I don't want to get into this too much because that's an entirely different thing. But I do want to take a topic right here real quick. So content warning, if that isn't enough for you, mute for 5 minutes and we'll get off it, okay? Take care, Blanc. Have a very, very nice day. Thank you very much for dropping in. Abuse can be a thing that does result in symptoms of feeling like you are asexual or demisexual or things like that. It usually results in demisexual because it makes you super, super careful subconsciously to not engage in having those feelings, you might block those feelings off until you are so absolutely certain that you are comforted by the person that you're with. It's a different thing by a lot. This isn't, trauma does not cause asexuality. Trauma does not cause demisexuality. But how sexuality is fluid like that, it can be influenced by something like that. It is foreseeable that that's possible, in my opinion. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's right, but that is my opinion with it, okay? I dated somebody who was in an abusive relationship. And thank you. We'll have to take a quick pause because I don't want to throw Redux into the wolves. I have to be careful. Hi, Redux. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. I appreciate it. How's it going, Raiders? What were you guys doing today? George, hello. Redux. Hi. And take care, Blanc. Hope to see you again soon. Identity can definitely be impacted by life experience. That doesn't make it any less of your identity. Yes. Jiggle, hello. Can we please get a shout out for Redux, please and thank you? I would love to see that. Jay, hello. What was the stream? How did you guys, what was going on? I can't even speak. Hi, Weeders. How you doing? Also, Shortest, thank you for gifting a sub to Mask Blanc. I appreciate it. Shortest, thank you for giving a sub to Redux. What the heck? I told them about what you were doing today and was excited to listen. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, I am giving a very, very quick, like 2-minute content warning for abuse since someone specifically asked about can abuse cause asexuality. I'm going to give a very quick answer on that. So after I welcome you in, feel free to mute if that's bad for like 2 minutes and then come back, okay? But I hope the stream was good. Go follow Redux right now. If you don't know them, they are phenomenal. Super, super cool. Also does VTuber stuff sometimes too.
Whoa, look at that.
Just great friend across the board. Very supportive and lovely human being. Please go give them a follow. You're playing Chicken Horse. Oh, I wish I could partake. I want to play the game. My God. George, thank you for giving us up to Weeders. George, thank you. Not sure why the shout out didn't go through. I don't know. Nightbot's being whack. Okay. We can say in the chat when the CW is yes. I wouldn't say trauma unless trauma makes you an identity, but trauma can cause you to be sex repulsed. Yes. So we're getting back to this again. Follow Redux, please, and thank you, Redux and Raiders. If you need to take some time to yourself, please go ahead and head out. I go to bed. See you, J Fusion. No worries. Take care. Have good sleeps. And I'm going to get back into it right now, though. Thank you again for the raid. I appreciate you. Okay, back in it. Oh, I saw Wild in there. Hi, Wild. Hope you're well. Hi, Boney, as well. Good to see you. Okay, CW stuff now for like the next minute. This is my next thing, and we will ping and chat when the CW is done. Content warning for abuse in general. Can abuse cause you to become asexual? Not necessarily, but it is possible to be influenced by that. You can become sex repulsed because somebody could have abused you in that way, and you just decide, I never want that stuff again. And it's like a subconscious thing too. It can be conscious, but it can also be subconscious. You may also linger more on the side of demisexuality where you are super, super careful subconsciously to not have sexual attraction because you want to make sure that you are completely safe with a person. I dated somebody in college who was a wonderful human being who had unfortunately been abused before being in a relationship with me, and I was the first person that they had been with in a long, long time that they actually felt attraction for and told me about that, and that helped to break past that barrier. But when we stopped dating, like, that barrier is still not gone. They still have to find someone that they're comfortable with because of that. So that's about all I can say on that. Abuse doesn't cause it, and you shouldn't identify with the trauma, depression, anxiety, and such. They're separate from you. Yeah, like what Jay's saying. I'm actually reading straight from Jay. They're not what make you into you, but they can have influences on certain decisions that you make. It doesn't necessarily make you a sexuality, if that makes sense. But I appreciate you asking about it. Hopefully that answers the question. And if anyone else has anything last they want to say about it, feel free. I'm going to go back up and read the rest of the chat, though, and we can take the CW stuff off now. I knew an ace person in high school, but I thought, well, I'm like that, and I'm normal, which of course is dumb. It took me until I was 18-ish to work out that other people are actually into sex and actually do it. That's so wild, isn't it? That's so wild. People actually have feelings for that stuff, and I went 20-something years without knowing that that was a thing. I realized now that when I was confronted by sexual scenarios, if I had no escape, I would pretend to have a preference for a more passive role so I could get it done even if I had no interest. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, because that does sound like a very unfortunate thing to go through. Hopefully you don't do that now. Never feel like you need to pretend to do anything like that. But yes, you and I have seemed similar in that way. Like, I felt like that was a thing that I needed to do because that was a normal part of relationships. You have to be sexually active in a relationship for it to be a normal one. And that's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. Rox, thank you for gifting us up to Gato Ricardo. Shortest, thank you for gifting us up to Jake. Can we get some love in the chat for Shortest, please? Shortest is like pinging people off left and right. They gave 6 gifts up since they've been in here. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. I was going to say, if you started with sexual attraction, then it stops. It feels like there's an issue. It can be an issue. Sometimes stuff just changes, though. I kind of did. I was, let's say, interesting as my buddy back then, and got such rude replies at the time to just not write out wanting to go make out as a way of getting to know each other. Sorry, Chris, I couldn't read for a second. And I always thought it was at fault. Yeah, you were not at fault in having to change stuff like that. But I definitely think there are different ways for people to come to realize that they are ace. Trauma is a unique version of that may become repulsed due to their past. Yes, that is fair. Okay, CW stuff is done. We're out of that. Thank you very much for asking that specific question about that, though, and that's a very fair question to have. Jay, specifically, thank you very much for your responses on that, too, and Gato, and anyone else who said that. But influences behavior as opposed to sexuality, yes. That's fair. I would rather say that than what I said originally. I think that's a better way of putting it. Shortest, thank you for gifting us up to Christian. Scrolling down, just to say quick, I don't think that bad stuff can't change a facet of who you are. Like, you can't make someone gay, you know? So with trauma, it's similar, but it's distinctly not internally you. Okay, no more CW. I have a history with trauma abuse. Oh no, some CW. And I would say it definitely had a huge impact on me being demi, but it's not a thing I consciously think about if I ever do feel attraction to someone. And like you said, it's a super subconscious thing, which is just a side effect of trauma as well. My abusive relationship for me is the reason I'm so expressive with my sexuality. So it can be different. It's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. You're not ignorant at all, dude. You're not ignorant at all. That's totally fine. Not being educated on something because you've never heard about it before or never heard it or like had it explained to you, like, that's okay. I don't know half of anything. I mean, for God's sake, Kagan mentioned a part of the spectrum earlier that I didn't even think about, you know? And yeah, don't take it as me blatantly educating anybody, by the way, because I, again, am not the sole person to talk about this stuff. That's why we're having an open dialogue about it. I don't have all the right answers, and I'm happy to talk about my experiences and my thoughts, but I'm just as happy to listen to yours. Seriously. I really do appreciate you guys being here. It's important to realize that you can change throughout your life, and yes, Redox hit on point one that we've been talking about again. The moment that you decide that you can't change anymore and you've had a finalized part of your being, that's bad. That's very detrimental to your mental health, because we as human beings have the ability to change and really need to have that ability too. Like, that's not just like a thing that we're lucky to have and that's it. We need that to survive. If you do not adapt and change as a human being mentally, it's the same thing as if we didn't adjust physically, you know, over time as a species. Like, we need to adapt and grow and be more like ourselves. That's totally fine. I only realized I was ace when I went to uni and people spoke more about sexuality, and I realized that something didn't quite add up with how they spoke about it. Exactly, Boney. That is very much like what I was discussing with my experiences earlier. I'm very happy to know that I did see your post earlier. I'm very, very proud of you for figuring out exactly what you think you fall into right now. And I'm so happy to support you every step of the way, dude. It is interesting because I'm personally gray or demi-romantic, and my trauma absolutely has affected that. But by accepting that it's a part of me, I realize I've always been sort of gray demi-ace in some bits. That is actually really interesting too. And sometimes looking at those experiences and like how they've affected us over time is a really good thing. Sometimes that can help too much to put us in a box that isn't always helpful. So I don't know. I just find it all fascinating to listen to, honestly. Moving down the line. I think it's just a blanket content warning for a bit, because these conversations just be like that. Yeah, that's probably a better thing. Yeah. You know, Lime, if you think about it, it also explains some things the other way around. Why I, being demi, usually ended up with partners who had trust issues because of their past. Because they too did the same gotta get comfy first routine that I unknowingly did. We just clicked. Yeah, that does kind of explain a little bit. I often get overwhelmed with the labels. I'm sorry, I'm here to learn. No apologies necessary at all, dude. You are totally good. We are happy to answer any questions you got if we can. My abuser used their closetedness to manipulate me and control me in cruel ways, which was the jumping point for the rest of the abuse. Hence, I'm so open now, I won't let that happen again. Amen. Amen. Dude, much love to you, George. Hugs all the way around. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. No abuse is ever okay. And my God, those of you who are able to come out of it, all of us who are able to come out of that kind of abuse stronger than when we went in, that takes a certain level of strength that just is like mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing. So thank you for being mind-blowing. Love you lots. I love how accepting and open everyone here is. I generally can't stop smiling, and I love the conversation. And have missed it lately. Love and respect to you all. Thank you very much, Leo. That means a lot. For those who don't know, those who are coming in late, we've been going for about 2.5 hours, and this will go up immediately when I can download it after stream, put it onto YouTube. So if anyone does want to catch the rest of it and hear what happened, I did discuss my experiences in terms of determining my sexuality and a little bit about identity, but we've had a lot of dialogue between all of us, and I'm really glad how this has worked out. So my God, I never would have thought I could have this conversation with people, and people would want to have it too. I honestly thought that people would be like, no, I'm not all for that. Just a chatting stream. Lime play games or music, or that's it. Don't talk about stuff. So thank you very much. But yes, mostly I'm really fucking happy that George is not in that anymore. And anyone else in it who was in past abusive relationships, I'm very, very happy for you that you've gotten out of it. Super proud. Because that stuff is not easy to do. Trust me. Take it from me. I think the best way to think about it is every person's sexuality and gender are unique to them. We have words that help to explain how we feel, but ultimately everyone is different. Labels will only go so far. Tommy, I love you lots, dude. Love you lots. Hindsight is 2020. It's trauma I will always carry, but I've grown from it. Amen to that as well. My God. Yeah, trauma's not something that really heals all the way. Just gonna let you know for anyone who might not have been through a traumatic experience like that. It's something that kind of sticks with you and comes out in very, very odd ways. Sometimes more than others, and sometimes it goes away over time a little bit. But yeah, it's just kind of something that you carry around, and so yeah, it can be a bummer at times, but you can also learn a fair bit from it too. A babe isn't belittled for not knowing high school level maths. Open-minded learning, one step at a time. Yep. Very, very well said. Jay, why are you so good with words? Congrats on the growth. Yes. Yes. Harmful, no, but I'd say still that trauma isn't them in so much. More what happened to them. The trauma isn't you, but it's what happened to you. I understand what you mean. Gotcha. But you are right in that it is still fine if people who have experienced those things use the ace label. Yes. I'm sitting here making eye contact and nodding as the lime can see me. Hi, how you doing, Solid? I see you in there. Hope you're well. My God. All the hugs to George, though. My God. I would love to see the babe, the pig, learning the maps, though. Oh, they'd be better than me. Redux, you absolute monkey. Fuck. All right, guys, I did it. I made it to the bottom. Labels can be a box, but it's important not to expect the box to be rigid and exact to every person. Very, very true. Lobster!
6 months and I've enjoyed
Lobster,
every
thank
moment
you so much
with
for
all you
subbing for a
cuties.
6 month. Oh my God, we're so happy to have you, dude. Great to see you. Good morning. And also, good night to Leal. Sleep well. Thank you very much for being here, and I appreciate you wanting to drop by for the VOD. I need to say really quickly, we hit 150 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so freaking much for that. I really do appreciate it. Kyle pinged what I was going to ping on the board. We're aiming for 200 before we can release more content on random stuff. So if you would like to, please just click on that and take a second. Just subscribe to our channel. It would mean a lot to us. We got like 48 more to go. Lobster, what the fuck? Pause intermission because I've been talking for 20 years. Oh my God. What is that? Whoa! 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 Okay, forced intermission. I've had a forced intermission. Here it is. Quick pause to say so I can drink some fucking water. Shortest and Lobster, you absolute bonkers people. Thank you so much for gifting 10 subs, both of you. What the? Why? Why are you gonna make me cry? Oh, fuck. I can get on this what? What does that even say? I can't read because I took the glasses off. Fuck. Clear, thank you for the 10 gift subs as well. What the actual fuck, guys? There's not even a train. I know, Solid.
Whoa, look at that.
There's not even a train. Why is that happening? I need to catch up to the shit that just popped off. Sorry, let me finish the thought and say thank you very much for following the YouTube. I really appreciate it. Once we hit 200, we have more YouTube-specific content that I'm really happy to be making. It's going to take some time to come out, though, till we hit the thing. Thank you very much. Therapist wants me to be a politician, an activist, public speaker, human rights person, and such, but she feels bad because I'm so antisocial, introvert, panic disorder, and so on. Jay, that's very complicated, my God. Guys, a lot of stuff's popping off right now, but I have to catch up real quick. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, chat and Lime. This conversation's come at a very important time in my life. It's been bugging me for a while, and being here has helped me to find a lot of peace and move on. In a lot of what I have been going through, thank you for all being an amazing community, and you, Lime, for being amazing. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm literally gonna sob. Thank you, Shortest, so much for being here and being so supportive to this community too. We are so happy to have you, dude. Seriously. Lobster, thank you for the support. Oh, Shortest, thank you for the support. Clear, thank you for the support. Jay, can we get Babe the Pig doing brain surgery, cardiac catheterization, and or rocket science? Oh my God, Airden, that's too many big words. Also, I'm deaf and I can't hear a thing. Fucking God damn it. Subwar? No, it's not a subwar. What happened here? What happened? Holy fuck, what have I missed here? Rocks! I'm catching up now. Thank you very... Why? Thank you for the 10 subs. I want to play too, says Rocks. We just passed. We lost 100 subs the other day because it's been a month. Are you really about to push us to the next fucking thing? What the shit happened there? I'm catching up slowly. I'm sorry. An actual train? No! I thought... It's not been an hour. Do we have a train? It's still level 5.
Whoa, look at that.
What the fuck? The train's already at %. Oh my God, I can't see it. What is it at? We broke the train before it started. Oh my God, GG's. All the love in the chat. Hi, dude brothers. How you doing? Good to see you. Shortest gave another 10? Did Shortest give another 10? Shortest, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? What is happening?
Whoa, look at that.
What is happening? Why? I can't even catch up because I'm trying to read. Holy fuck. Shortest, thank you for the 10 gift subs. 264%. Gato, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Kung Fu Jarhead. I'm a dip to massage the brain. Sounds good. Sleep well, George. I love you lots. Thank you very much for sharing parts of your experiences. I really appreciate that a lot, and you're lovely. Take care.
Whoa,
Lobster, thank you for 5 gift subs. If I may paraphrase, you are valid, all of you. You're wonderful, cool people with amazing interests, and you are your own person. Be good to yourselves and each of each other. Each other. My God, I can't talk. Aaron, very well put. Very poorly articulated from my dumb jaw. Solid, love you too. Have you heard of a second hype train? Let it die.
I've heard this is where we're supposed to
318%. Favlam, thank you for the 5 gift subs too. Kyle, thank you for the 100 things. Love to the gifters and the host for the vibe today. Guys, so much love to you. Thank you very much for just being here in this conversation. Cavish, thank you for the 500 bits. Like, seriously, thank you enough for just being here for that. You don't have to be doing all this other mess. Protect your money.
Whoa,
take your
look at
walls,
that.
put it away. Awesome. Love you, Lime. See you on the Discord. Miss you, Lobster. Take care. Thank you so much. Shortest. Oh my fuck. Oh my God. I'm hiding. 420. 420%. What the fuck? Did I miss anything else? It's the sex number. It's the sex number. We made it. In a conversation about asexuality, we hit the sex number, guys. You're very, very awesome. What the fuck? Katie, thank you for the 500 bits. Anybody who did bits, by the way, and I didn't catch up on, I'm so sorry. I will scroll up to see if I can find you. Senix, thank you very much for the 400 bits. Much appreciated. Rox, thank you for the 100 bits for the I Want to Play. I can't even scroll up anymore. The chat moves so fast with all of those that Streamlabs won't let me go up any higher. I haven't even done anything. You guys are just messing around. Holy fuck. Now we got to get to the weed number. Cavish, we're on our way to 690. No, if we get to 690, by the way, I'm gonna shut down the stream. Don't you fucking dare. I wouldn't do that. But also, don't you dare. Save your money. That's the weed number. You're just too vanilla to go past 16. It's true. It's true, Pun. Solid. We know. It's a community joke, buddy. NLA, how you doing? What is that face? Oh, no, not the sus. Not the sus. Is it still going?
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, 420. Wait, 420 is not the sex... What the fuck? Oh, I can't read chat. Guys, I'm coming really close. Here I come. Hi, how you doing? I'm sorry, I look very unattractive with my glasses, so I'm taking them off anyway. Fucking hell. Oh, God. Oh. What happened there? I didn't even see how many there were. I just saw it moving. 25 gift subs. What the fuck? Shortest, thank you so fucking much, dude. Holy shit. Shortest, are you okay? Tell me that you're okay. I do not want to take your money, man. My God. We're so close to the weed number. What did we end at? Does that say 665? God, I can't see the tears that I'm trying to hold back. 665. What the fuck? 420 is the weed number, you goob. We know. We know. It's a joke, you guys. Check our quotes. It's literally a joke. Oh, almost. Good job. Guys, VIP for the day. Shortest can have VIP for life. Fucking hell. Guys, can you please put all the love in the chat that you can, and the pogs, lime pogs, lime chats all the way across the board would be great.
You did what?
Thank you very much for VIPing for the day. For
great
Shortest.
combo with great people. Love you all tons.
Rocks, save your money. Thank you very much for the $45 tip. Great combo with great people. Love you lots of tons. I don't even have my headphones on, so I haven't been able to hear any of this. I haven't been able to hear any of this the whole time. Is this on the wrong way? Which way did the headphones go on? I don't even remember anymore. This is the right way.
Is this where I deposit into my bank account?
Shortest, I'm so happy to see you too. Fuck. I can't go. Oh my God. Sofa, run. Run while you still can. Oh, Sedex, why? Thank you for the $150 tip, dude. Oh. What the fuck just happened? Shortest has given 57 subs today. Lobster gave 15. Rocks gave 11. Other people gave stuff as well. We're ending the stream. What do you mean we're ending the stream? Oh my god. Oh. Ah. Okay. Do I look like a person who's had a good time? What happened? More like ending the streamer. Yeah, I'm dying. God, good lord. Fuck. Like, I'm at the point where I can't hold the tears back anymore, honestly. They're like right at the floodgates. Senix, thank you so much. Again, if you just came in or you already done it, please spam the chat with as many lime loves as you can and lime pogs for Senix. The stream is not ending. The stream's not ending. No worries. You're good. What do you mean, Bank? I'm not even doing anything. Don't call me Sweetie Sofa. That's too cute. I'll die. Fuck's sake. Oh my god, I can't hold him back. Ah! Get that quote out of here. What the guys, what in the actual fuck? Oh god. Don't! I literally will blush at that shit and fucking freak out. Knock that off. Knock that off. Oh god. I love you too, guys. Thank you so much. As a community, you guys are bonkers. I want you to know that. But as people, you're also bonkers. And it's okay. I'm just closing my eyes so the floodgates stay, like, saved. We're all good. Stop! You're gonna make me blush so fast. Stop it. I know you're just fucking with me anyway. Knock it off. It's good to see you, though, friend. I hope you're well. Thank you guys for the tips. I really appreciate it. I can now buy the headphones, which really means a lot because I have to pay, like... Really quickly, I'm sorry to get onto something else. We got to go back to the actual topic in a minute. As a community leader, you are appreciated. Thank you. I do appreciate it. In about 2 weeks, I have to go get my jaw checked at a new place finally. I'm actually going to go get, like, x-rays done and full things done. And I have to, unfortunately, with our insurance, pay, like, $300, $400, $500 something at that first one because we don't have insurance that's in-state. I was very nervous about needing to pay $300 for headphones, and I didn't want to buy, like, a pretty piece of shit, like, 40 pair. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. If you want to water some t-shirts, go ahead. I'm going to have to, but also these are so thin. You don't want me to cry on these. You don't want me to cry on these. So now I can save the money for some American healthcare stuff, and thank you very much for that. Senix, I do appreciate it. Anybody who tipped on that whole goal, thank you very, very much as well. It's not even easy money. What the fuck, guys? Please tell me, rationalize in the chat for my dumb brain, okay? Thank you for the lime love time. I appreciate it. Or love lime time. Oh, Ted, it's so good to see you. Please rationalize that nobody gave any money that they weren't supposed to give. That, like, you are all set to go, because I will cry otherwise in a bad way. You better, or I'll return all the money. Ted, it's so good to see you. When is our TED stream? I want my TED stream. I saw it the other day in your Discord. I need to know. Okay. Holy fuck. Totally set to go. Contemplate sending lime tissues. Don't you dare. Rox is one of the only people with my fucking address. It's okay. I'll take care of Senix. Please do. Senix might need help. I need the deep breaths. Fuck. Awesome. Okay. I need to level with you and get back to the actual topic at hand, alright? I need to level... Whoa! 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 Why is the number up there? Why is the number up there? Shortest, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Ted. Why in the fuck are we above 600 right now? I don't even know if that number's up to date. What did I say? Stupid number just keeps growing. Well, the stupid number doesn't stay up to date, so I didn't see it change. Oh my god. Surprise. Yeah, fuck. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Away from the money. We're not talking about money anymore. We're moving back. I need to give a genuine thank you again. This time, like, as clearly as I can. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday yet. Not yet. Yes, Erden, thank you. This is a very, very important conversation to have. I wish more people would talk about it. Not necessarily on Twitch, because I understand it's not always the place for that. But this is a place that you can always feel welcome to discuss this at the right times, too. And honestly, you saw me yesterday. We're playing games, and we were talking about identity stuff, too. So, like, that's totally okay in here. We're not here for the games most of the time. I hope not. If you're here for the games, I'm so sorry, by the way. Kato needed it to be 500 exactly, and it's... I know, at least 103 today. Jesus Christ. Every day is Lime Day. Lime Day, should I tell you? My identity is limesexual. What in the fuck does that mean? Okay, real talk. Do you guys actually want to know my birthday for future reference? Because I kind of already told you, and I tried really hard to not to for a while, so at this point it's too late. For anybody who wants to actually know, just so you know, I'm planning a stream for it, but I also have a test on this day. My entrance exams for my DMA degree is on August 29th. On August 29th, I have to take that test, and then I've moved in the day before to my apartment. I only get 1 day to set everything up. So I'm hoping to do a birthday stream on August 29th at the end of the summer to celebrate how ridiculous this has been and how I might not get to stream a whole lot when that's all said and done as good. But it's on Andy's calendar. Oh, fuck. Why is it on Andy's calendar? Oh, no. Can we make this a regular thing? Conversations like this, Christian, I would love to, yes. Not specifically necessarily on this topic per se, but mental health, just chatting times, I want to do more of. But I'm really afraid that that's something that people aren't into, you know? So if you think that's stupid, if you think that you would love to have conversations like that and see more of, please let me know. Go in the suggestions tab in the Discord. Oh, I did probably tell George, to be fair, because George was at my birthday last year. I have too many thoughts in my head. Join the Discord, go to the suggestions tab, and tell me topics that you would love in case you ever do want to do things like that. Because I love just chatting streams. I never do them. I've done like 2. And they were back in like September before anybody here was here. So I'd love to do more. Not 665%ing a train. Don't you dare do that again. I have an important suggestion. Can I put in the suggestions? Go for it. Also, the You Laugh, You Lose challenge is on Saturday, and I think it'll be really funny in case you're looking for something new happening on this channel that we haven't done. Ted, you're right. You're correct. You're correct. And you've shown it very well, too. My God. I'd love a follow-up or more on identity. I would love to do more on identity as I figure it out, but also really just to listen to people too. Definitely not the 665 birthday. Oh, the birthday does not mean 1K. Shortest, I will tackle you. I will tackle you. Hi, Tuka. How you doing, dude? It's good to see you. I showed up specifically for sexuality talk. I showed up for that too. I'm glad. August birthday, let's go. You too, Gato? I didn't know. If you don't tell us, we're going to have to make these things a regular occurrence. That's why I did it, Chris. I told you so maybe this wouldn't happen again. I noticed the second goal with the bits is rather close, just saying. There's a second goal with bits? What? What do you mean? I still want to be a part of the convo, but I need to take a shower and attempt to sleep. That's okay, Jay. Please, thank you very much for the very well thought out things that you did say while you had the time. Please get your butt to bed. Get some rest, okay? I meant conversations like this in general, maybe while playing. Yeah, Christian. This is a safe place. This is a super safe place to talk about anything sexuality related or identity or anything like that that's mental health related. If we need to put a content warning on something like that, we will do so. But otherwise, this is always a place that you can openly discuss that stuff. Oh, the 24-hour stream. That's what you mean. Yes. That's getting semi-close, I think. Yeah. We're not going to be there for some time. We still got like 19 follows to go, so I'm sure we got some time. At least. That's the follow goal. Yeah, that's a follow goal. Not bits. Not bits. Birthday means nuking the train out of orbit. You guys better not. Protect your fucking wallets, okay? I'm afraid for the 29th. God. No, you're okay, Chris. You're good. I fucking love talking about gender stuff and love helping people figure themselves out. Just saying, if anyone wants to talk, feel free to DM me. I appreciate that. Guys, for those of you who don't know, Bink is a mod in the Discord too. So if you ever do want to have conversations like that and don't feel comfortable discussing it in like a general chat or something, feel free to talk to Bink there. I might be adding some more mental health specific channels soon. Kind of like the vent channel, so we have a little bit more of a category for that. But that's something that's in the works. As long as we stay chill, supportive, and positive, then I'm like 10% or 10,000% here. As always, dude. As always. Okay. Stream from under this bridge hits different. Still. Oh, stop it, Settings. I don't like that joke. I don't like that joke. I accept this generous offer. Be sure to smack Lime. Don't smack me. Settings, don't do that. Okay. Okay, I need to find my bearings and get back to where the hell we were in this mess. I'm so sorry if you had too many alerts and things popping off in your ear. I know a lot of people don't like trains. When the trains pop up, a lot of people tend to leave. That's totally okay if the noise is too much, okay? We're coming up on 3 hours, though, so I kind of want to try to not wrap this up, but I want to get that one thought back that I forgot about. I need to figure it out. Worth the instant noodles for meals the next couple months. Pun not allowed. Oh, not allowed. Too late, already preparing my hand. Slap me right in the face, friend. Go for it. Go for it. I'm right here. Slap my face. Don't do it. Oh, okay. I remember. I remember what I need to say. Literally like the most important thing I can say for the day. I don't know why I'm moving this mic so much. thank you very much for being so open to this conversation. This is not an easy thing for me to talk about. I don't know how easy it looks like it has been for me to talk about, but I've been anxious off my ass since the moment I put it on the schedule, which was literally like yesterday. Like I decided, I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it now. And I really do appreciate it because I was super nervous to do this. Thank you for the crazy, or sorry, I'm still working on that, the bonkers monetary support. But just alone being here and talking and listening and being open to it, especially if you are not inserting yourself into the dialogue, you're just listening and you're just trying to pick up some education, stuff like that. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I could never have dreamed that this would be a community as close as we are and as open as we are. This, like, it's only been a year, guys. Imagine where we could be in the next year. Like, how much cooler could this be? This is like a dream come true, seriously. It means the most to me, and it seriously has helped me so much to know that while I don't feel comfortable talking about it with my family, or I don't feel very comfortable talking about it with my friends in real life, because not a lot of people identify the same way as me, having a place that I can talk about it is, in a way, extremely cathartic. Do I use you guys as therapy? Not at all, because I never really talk about stuff that's going on with me. But with this particular thing, I like sharing my findings about myself and my experiences because it's nice that I get to share some of myself with you and that you can see that we're all going through this stuff too. But also that you guys get to share back with me too, and if you're comfortable. And that means so much to me that you're comfortable enough to have this conversation. And I'm crying right now behind my eyes. You can't see it because I'm holding the tears in. Just thinking about that. Like, that's bonkers. It's amazing. Imagine thinking you won't accept. Yeah, of course you won't. It literally helped me start figuring out some things about myself and I've been putting off forever. Senix, that means the world to me. It really does. I do hope the anxiety has abated somewhat through the stream. A little bit, yes. But I also do stare at that stupid viewers hidden button and go, what if I clicked that? What if I clicked that and figured out, is anybody there? Did you all leave? Like, that stupid subconscious fear is there. But I don't hit it, so it's fine. Conversation is going really, really well, TK. Thank you so much for asking, dude. How you doing? How was your birthday, by the way? Does this mean you finally understood that Soul is your one and only and you're going to stop being unfaithful? What the fuck? Sofa, crying is okay. We have all left. That's how we're chatting with you. Oh, why are you guys talking about these foursomes in chat right now? What the fuck? Hi, Kate. How you doing? Listen, you guys make jokes about it, but so back when I had the viewer number there and I had only 8 people in my chat max, which wasn't that long ago, we had a conversation about, I can't even remember. It's something that happened with Trump and stupid things. It wasn't political.
Whoa, look at that.
It was, Rox, thank you for gifting us up to Kate. I appreciate it. Sofa started. I forget. Sofa, you might have been there. There was a conversation about maybe identity or something that we did. Oh no, it was about abuse. That was what it was. It was about content warnings with abuse online and people taking advantage of people, and that was it was a very deep talk. It was a very serious talk. And the moment anything like that stuff happens, people just gone, bye, So I'm glad that this isn't thought of as a super serious talk. It means a lot. Kate, I hope you're doing super well. Enjoy your badge and your emotes. Rox, thank you so much for being so kind. Conversation has been quite ongoing, so people are still quite interested. Amazing that they are, honestly. Bye, Sofa. Take care. Birthday was well. Got to spend it at Pride. Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. It felt so wholesome. Got a lot of good food. Great birthday stream. And making more music. Life is good. TK, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. Guys, if you want to ever see some Apex stuff or some Wind Waker things or music stuff, go check out TK Downey's channel, please and thank you. And happy belated birthday to you again. Isn't there a BTTV thing to hide your view from the list? I need to find that, but also I haven't been clicking on it this whole time anyway, so it's okay. Ultimate, hello. What do you think about Switzerland railing? Did they rail France in the Euros? They haven't played them yet, have they? Or was that today's game? Oh, that must have been today's game. I didn't get to see all of it. Whatever I was watching, I was watching very passively. I'm only looking for Germany and England right now. Sorry, but that's a different topic. How do you feel about it? I'd love to know. It's encouraged that so many people, and oh my god, it is very important. I remember that because it helped a lot because I was dealing with someone very toxic and manipulative at the time. Also, I wasn't leaving, I was responding. I know, I'm just messing with you. But it's fostered understanding and growth. Airden, you are so good with words, my god. Oh, you also started playing Ark, nice. You're glad that France lost. I'm glad that France lost too. There you go. I'm happy that France lost.
No way.
But I will say, if we go into it tomorrow and Germany kicks the shit out of England, part of me will be sad. Does England deserve to get it probably kicked out of them in terms of their team? Maybe so, because their coach is a goober who I don't agree with. But I'd like to see England take it home. That'd be fun. Also, hi Z, how you doing? And Scott Sky, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. I was just wondering if you or chat had any advice on how to come out, because I come from a family with very strong Christian beliefs, and I feel they wouldn't want me being a homosexual because that's Satanism or to them or some shit like that. Southgate is a goat. True. That is a very complicated thing. That is a very, very complicated thing, and I appreciate you asking the question. Honestly, the best thing you can do is try to formulate the words as clearly as you can, write them out ahead of time, maybe talk with some friends and, go through it, what you think the best way to approach it is. It's really a personal thing, and it's really individual for you. How you feel comfortable bringing it up to family that you know is what's going to make it super, super important. Unfortunately, there is no grounded way to come out to somebody. And it goes with anything, whether it's sexuality or identity. It's kind of just like a process that's ongoing. And some people aren't going to be okay with it, unfortunately. And it hurts. It can hurt really bad if your family doesn't go for it. But I think if you can, revel in the part where you are family with these people, and they do love you, I would assume, in the best case scenario, that you should be able to be yourself. And if they are not going to be accepting of that for whatever Christian beliefs they have, they're not really true Christians in my book. I grew up in a very Catholic Christian household, and I will say my parents are one of the most accepting parental people I've ever seen in my life. And I mean that. If you do not accept your own family or anybody else because they are different, that is not a core Christian belief at all. Just gonna say. So that's about the only advice I can tell you is that true Christians are not going to care about that. And they're not going to call it Satanism either, because that's not what Christianity is. Excuse me, this isn't as I work. I mess with you, not the other way around. Sofa, I always mess with you. What? I hope the sphere goes in the appropriate volume to make the good number go up. What are you saying? I don't understand what that means, Anole. Hey, Lime, what do you think about trans people? They're lovely. They're lovely, and they should be allowed to be themselves. That's very, very easy to say. Trans rights. Trans rights. There we go. Good answer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Referencing to the Germany-England thing. Oh, thank you. I hope the sphere goes in the appropriate volume to make the good number go up. We want the good one to go up and the bad one to go down, which is Germany. Germany don't score any goals. I'm just kidding. If you haven't already, I'd recommend coming out to a closer friend first, or maybe something like a single sibling, and build up to it. It's not legal advice, though. It's a very personal thing, and experience may vary. Yeah, there's no right or wrong way to come out to somebody. And having a support group that knows about you is very, very good, especially when you have times, unfortunately, where you come out to your family and they may not be as accepting. Because then you at least have friends to fall back on and to talk to, See, thank you very much for the follow. Imagine being trans. Bink, I'm sure you would never know what that's like at all. When I came out as a raging toaster, I had some family issues. It heals one day and you... What? What the heck? I'd argue most faiths at their core hold up the accept other people a lot. Yep. It might be a very good hook for you to debate that very point of view with them one at a time and find out how you see acceptance in general. And you can do that. You can just come out to one person in the family first. My siblings have made it a very fun time to come straight down the stairs and just say it out in the open to both parents. But other siblings have been like, no, I'm going to go in a one-on-one and just kind of joke about it till they understand it's not a joke. So it's different for everybody. It really is. Jumping into the LOL at the term raging toaster. My brain shut off at reading that. Considering where I live, I'm just glad that I'm just straight. The last thing I need in my life is more stress. Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, unfortunately. I hate that the idea that you not being straight would be a more stressful thing. And I mean, in a way it can be, depending on where you live. Yeah, where you live, it can be a very prejudiced place, and people can treat you really poorly for feeling that way. Even me identifying as asexual can already put a target on anybody's back for having that label. And I know one day we are going to live in a world where that doesn't have to happen. Right now, that's not the time, though, unfortunately. So fingers crossed wherever you live, Z, that people are able to be themselves openly and not have to worry about any sort of stress for talking about being themselves, because there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I've never heard that in my life. A raging toaster? I've never heard that before either. Some people are deeply entrenched in hatred or a particularly isolated worldview and struggle to accept other people for who they are. It makes me quite sad to see. It's a very depressing aspect of the human nature, and honestly, Oh God, when it comes down to human nature, what do we want to do? We want to be in groups, right? We want to be in groups that are like ourselves. And unfortunately for the straight white group, cisgender people, sometimes they don't like that it seems like their group is dwindling and everybody else's group is growing because they've always been the ones in power. So a lot of the times that's where these issues arise from, is people wanting to grasp on for power and they feel like they're losing it. So hopefully one day everybody can understand that it doesn't matter what your sexuality is or your identity or gender or whatever. Just be you and leave everyone else alone and be polite. And live in a third world country. It's barely possible to live happily and freely as a woman, let alone as a member of the LGBT community. I apologize for that. We are very, very lucky in America that we are able to do that. But even though we do undergo the prejudice still of people and the discriminations of saying that people in the LGBTQ plus, are not as valid as people who are straight, like other countries have it so much worse, and have so much more room to grow for that too. So I'm sending all my love to you, friend, that someday soon the other countries will get it together. And we'll do our best to continue helping with that as well, by introducing people to it as much as we can. Welcome back, Alex. Hope you're well. It's interesting that by connecting more, many people have discovered that they are not alone. Interesting. Yeah, we'll just accept each other, Christian. Hopefully we don't need the labels in the future. I don't even think we need the labels now, but Christian, some people just like them. There's nothing wrong with labeling yourself, but some people really, really enjoy having them to fall back on because it gives them some sort of security, So who am I to tell a person like, hey, don't use labels, just be you? Like, some people just need them.
Whoa, look at that.
I find it difficult to hate people with bigoted views because they're the only people I've ever known, and they're good people. Some just respond to insecurities or fears with hatred. Also, I hope I'm not throwing too much out here. No, you're doing great, dude. No worries at all. I think that's very admirable. That's very admirable of you to not hate on people that have bigoted views and for you to still see them as good people. Because people, I do believe, like wholeheartedly, at their core, are good and have the capacity to be good. But their experiences, especially with fear and hatred, definitely push in a very bad direction, in terms of acceptance for other people, even loved ones. And that's not okay. So you can be a good person in a lot of aspects of your life and still be a pretty bad person in other aspects of your life. Like, nobody is wholeheartedly good or bad, right? So at least if we can agree on that, that's good, in my opinion. I don't think anybody is wholeheartedly on the good or bad side of the spectrum. It is a range of things. So when it comes to bigoted views, they might not be fully bigoted in other ways. Like, they may still believe that women and men are equal, but they may not believe that a man can decide to be a woman, and anything like that, or a man can lie with a man. Like, they may have certain views that are okay to them that we agree with, and other ones that are like, yeah. So it's a very complicated thing for sure. Storm, it's so good to see you. How you doing? I gotta catch up. I'm a little bit far behind now. Shortest, thank you very much for gifting us up to Z. I really appreciate that. Z, enjoy your badge and emotes, friend. Thank you for discussing. It's nice to love people who are hateful, but don't let it exhaust you. If it takes too much from you, like, it shouldn't be expected that you have to love those people who are not very, very nice, because they do kind of have to earn that relationship with you too, even if they're family. Blood does not make family. I want you to know, okay? I have more closer friends than I do in my extended family. I'm lucky to have the immediate family that I do, but the extended one, not so much sometimes. So I'm not going to push a whole lot of education to them. I'm not going to put a lot of energy into that if they are not going to put energy into understanding and changing their views, I know in Russia, an episode of The Amazing World of Gumball was banned, yes, for being too LGBTQIA plus friendly. That is a very common thing in all of the cartoons, Steven Universe as well. Yeah, that will absolutely exhaust you, true. The episode doesn't have anything in it. What the fuck? Labels are an easy way to find people who you share things with and that have similar experiences. Yes. Have a good one, Kyle. Oh, sorry, Kyle. Take care, dude. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for your help, buddy. I appreciate you. Lots of love. I think it's in part that we are somehow naturally programmed to see different as a threat. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, something that needs to be hated or bullied in order to show that your own group is somehow superior, rather. And it just makes me so sad to see the ignorance of that level still in the world. That's a very, animalistic type thing, though. That's a very evolution-based concept, though, which I find very interesting. I don't think anyone's really put that in words to me before in terms of, hate and bigotry. When you have a threat like that, I guess you have the more, primal, fight or flight. And with those people, it's very interesting to think about in that way. The truth is that group is not dwindling. It just wasn't ever that big to begin with, and now only people are finally realizing that. Fair. People get socialized into having shitty takes. Yeah. Where you grow up does matter. I've already come out to some of the closest friends, and they were very accepting. That's great. But they are not in the same situation as me with parents' beliefs, because parents follow a stricter form of Christianity that is more local, oh no, and has been taught in my hometown rather than what a lot of Christians believe as far as they love thy neighbor. I just don't want them to disconnect from me or throw them out or throw me out or something. I mean, that is a very fair fear to have, honestly. And I'm sending so much love your way, friend, because that is not an easy thing to go through at all. And I empathize with you and the trouble that would be. It would not be okay for them to throw you out at all. And it would also not be okay for them to tell you, like, that's wrong of you to be that way, you know. Unfortunately, you kind of have to make a decision at your own leisure. Like this, there's no hurry to come out to anybody. If you feel like that is a possibility that they could throw you out and that would put you in an unsafe situation, you are welcome still, of course, to withhold that information. That is not something you need to press yourself to do in terms of safety. But I would also say that sometimes we assume things are going to happen and then we do things and they go out a completely different way. You could tell them that stuff and they could immediately be like, oh, that's fine. You know, you're my family and I love you and, you know, we're going to support you. You just never know until you do it sometimes. And honestly, in my opinion, if it were me, I would probably just go through with it anyway, because it would eat away at me knowing that I'm not telling them more about myself. But you have to treat that how you want to do it, right? Like I can only give you so much advice because that's how I would handle it. That doesn't mean that's how you would handle it. Like normally with enough patience, their minds can be changed. Can be. It can be, Gato, but sometimes it's not. It might take a long time. I appreciate it, Storm. No worries. We'll have the VOD up on YouTube if you want to see it. Which, by the way, if someone wants to ping the YouTube, we are still working to get to 200 subs. We're on our way. We're on our way. After Lurk, take care, Sonix. Thank you so much again for your absolute just ridiculous amounts of kindness. I really appreciate you, dude. Lots of love. Kaylee, how long have you been here, you goob? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you're well. Different is a threat to power. Very much so, yeah. It's the same thing as what you were saying. Want to be in groups is evolutionary. Yes. It is a very science perspective on that. UFOs, some of us are scared of them because they are different. Hey, there you go. If you believe in UFOs, there you go. That's fair enough. Remember though that people may hold labels in assorted ways? I remember a trailer for a show where a bunch of people of the same, thank you for the follow, of the same label such as vegan were brought together with an imposter and they had to pick out the imposter, but went after each other for minor differences in their views. What show is that? I've never heard that before. The larger power structure does want to have too many variables to control the masses. That's fair. Macro level sociology. God, bring me back to my freshman year of college, please. I do find it important to say, though, that labels should not feed expectations, meaning if you use them to be found by people, don't expect them to be exactly in the same boat as you. Right. If you are trans and you find a trans community, that doesn't mean that every single person in that community is going to have the exact same experiences with being trans as you are. That's silly to say, you know. In the same way that, you know, if you are white or black or any race and you find a group of people who are the same, they don't have the same experiences as you as either, right? Like everyone's still an individual. Religion's a major problem. Like there are very few things I have a strong opinion on, but I genuinely believe the world would be a better place without it. And some people find a lot of comfort in religion, so that's fine. I will say it's the exact same thing, Z, as any other belief out there. If you can't have that belief without persecuting other people and being hateful and spiteful to others, that's not right. You know, like that's not okay. If you can have a religion that says love everybody and you know, you believe in a higher power and all that stuff, that's great. That's fine. You do you. That's totally good. But nobody needs to be persecuting other people because they aren't exactly like you. That's just not right. As long as they're not being hateful. My parents are slowly becoming more understanding and less bigoted. That's good. They've never been awful, but occasionally would say things that were hurtful or concerning. But they're listening and understanding, and I'm really proud of them for that. My extended family, not so much. My extended family, I feel that. I'm very, very lucky to have the parents that I do too. But I'm glad to hear that they're coming around. I'm very glad to hear that. And some people can be really understanding and accepting in that age group especially, and still be bigoted in other ways too, you know? It's a process. Oh God, Airden, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for pinging the YouTube. I have thankfully never had to face hate in terms of my identity. I can't imagine what people have to go through, but I've had to face verbal and physical abuse for other things I was going through that I couldn't change, and to think that some people have to go through their entire lives in fear of that, just for identifying a certain way, is awful. I just will never understand why people think violence and hate is a way forwards. Oh, yeah, that's kind of striking a chord with me right now. Fuck. It's just amazing to me to think that we put different sexualities and different genders, like we put them on different spectrums in terms of what's easily accepted and what's not, right? At this point, in this day and age, if you are... good night, Ted. Take care. Love you lots, dude. In this day and age, if you are gay, right? Or you were gay or lesbian, or you were even bisexual in some ways, like, that is more widely accepted now because we've constantly been hearing about it for a while. As opposed to, you know, if you say you're trans or you're non-binary or you have very specific neopronouns, like, those things are not as accepted because they haven't seen it as much, you know, as compared to just being gay or lesbian or bi. That, in the same way, when you look at asexuality or non-binary, especially for someone who can pass as straight and cis and just like, I can just fly underneath the radar, I hate that I had to think about for even a second, like, oh, hey, if I say this stuff, I might still get attacked. I should just not talk about it because I can pass under the radar and be fine. But that's stupid. That's stupid. Why do I or anybody have to worry about how someone else is going to react to what I find out about me? You know, I do not understand how violence and hate is the way forward for people, specifically in those instances too. I can't wrap my brain about it, and that gets me really fired up, I have to say. I've been treading carefully on coming out to my parents, and I know they'd be okay with it, but I also worry that they'd act weird about it or bombard me with kind of silly questions. Yeah, you kind of just have to go for it sometimes, depending on how your parents are. Parents are still going to make jokes and stuff at heart too, and sometimes they're going to be insensitive, so it's a personal thing. I wish I could remember the name of the show. If you find it, yeah, drop it in the Discord if you can find it. We do have a Discord if you want to join, by the way. Sorry I'm taking so long to catch up on chat. I don't believe the structure of religion inherently leads to the good things it's linked with, if you know what I mean. I just don't believe that there's any case where only religion can help. Yeah, there's no case where only religion can be a helpful thing, in my opinion, either. So I can get behind that. Silly questions is how we learn, yeah. Very awkward. I don't know how well I'll handle it right now. You got this, dude. Take your time on it, though. Ted, hope you sleep well. Please continue being awesome and fostering a lovely, safe, accepting place for everybody. Thank you very much for being a wonderful human. I know you're already gone, but I appreciate you. You have a just as fantastic community as well, just so you know. And we're definitely waiting for you to get back into doing stuff again when you got the time. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick, as I'm almost caught up. I think that religion's kind of inevitable with humans. Yeah, we crave the comfort of religion, or what religion offers, and it can't be proved wrong for the most part. Yeah, it's easy for you to be like, okay, well, God and the angels said they can never show proof that they exist because then it'd be too easy for humans to believe. You know, the moment you say that, everyone's like, well, now I have a reason for why religion can't be proven that it exists, so I'm going to say it's real forever. And you can find comfort in that. You know, if an afterlife gives you comfort, that's great, and I'm happy for you, but it doesn't work for everybody, you know, and you shouldn't be waging wars over that kind of shit either. Especially if your, like, ground beliefs in your Bible are love everybody, love thy neighbor, and then you don't do that. That's just not how that works. Love my neighbor only if they are me. It's confusing with parents sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, like for me, I know they care for me and want the best for me, but they're so unqualified to be parents, and they've hurt me in so many ways. Even though I know they don't intend to harm me, I can't help but feel contempt against them. Z, you bring up a really good point, though. You know, ignorance to a reaction to something does not make up for that. Like, just because they don't know what the effects on you were, doesn't make that okay, what they've done, you know? Every parent makes mistakes. Seriously, there's no perfect parent at all. The best thing that they can do is move on and accept, you know, where those errors are and try to be better. The worst thing you can do, especially as a parent who's like, I've been a parent for 30 years, and no one's ever told me I was a bad parent. And now all of a sudden people are telling me, hey, some things you did to me left some mental scarring on me or trauma stuff. I don't blame you, you know, and you're okay. I just want to let you know this did happen, and I want to share that with you. Some parents don't like that. Some parents shut down at that and are like, you guys are making shit up. You're just imagining this. You're just trying to find ways to paint a target on someone's back. And that can be a very, very difficult thing. So with certain parents, it can be very confusing. Some, though, I know are maybe unqualified to have been parents, but turned out to be really, really good ones, though. I know a lot of friends that have parents that are like that. So it's all individual. It's all a lot of generalizing right now. But yeah, Storm, please take your time on that, okay? Why are you smooshing my face, Sofa? Thank you for pinging the Discord. So much is easier to accept than we expect, really. If you learn something new about your family member, best friend, etc. that you previously didn't know, guess what? They're still the same exact person that you were getting along with. You just have more information about what you can actually get along, with for a really long time. Yeah, that's a really good way of putting that, Chris. Are you prepping earlier? Don't smack me. Don't smack me, Shortest. Thank you as well, Erden. I appreciate it. For a long time, I kind of thought like I'm an opposite gender sex relationship, so is being bi something I should talk about? But yeah, I'm still valid, and it's a bi relationship, so screw it. I can be me, and at least with my friends anyhow. Yes. Yes, that is... oh, God. People who identify as bi, but are in what looks like a straight relationship, you are still bi, just so you know. You are completely valid as someone who is bi. Please don't think that just because you are in a straight passing relationship that, you know, you have to hide that part of yourself. You're still bisexual. That's totally fine. I'll do you proud. Don't you dare. Shortest and Sofa are making friends in a way that I was not expecting. Religion can be a source of answers and safety for people, and that's totally fine. Just avoid using it to harm others. Like anything else. If you were using being trans to harm other people, that would be a problem. But you're not doing that. You are trying to avoid being hurt, and you are trying to be yourself. That's totally fine. Non-binary people, same thing. You are literally just trying to not have people hate you. So you're not causing harm to anybody, therefore you are fine. Straight people, you're causing harm to people sometimes. Don't do that. But then again, people in the LGBTQIA+ community can also cause harm. Anyone is valid, or not valid, anyone is able to cause harm and probably will, you know? So as individuals, we still have to reflect on how we talk to people. Even when we think like, oh God, I am the best ally there is. I am the best ally. I ally with everybody. You can't tell me I'm not an ally. Like, you probably fucked up at some point. Everyone's done it. I've done it too. You probably said something that was insensitive by accident or didn't even know at the time. And then 2 years later, someone says, hey, you said this thing this one time. Just so you know, this is how I took it, and thought about it for like 3 years. And you're like, oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. I never would have meant it that way. Everybody fucks up. Everybody fucks up. You just got to accept it and apologize for it and move past it and show that you are actually trying to support a human being. Oh. One thing I think people really get stuck on is, I did something wrong and therefore you think I'm 100% a bad person. That's the parent thing. That's the parent thing. You tell them that they did something that scarred you a little bit and it wasn't like intentional, and you know that, and you still love them and they're still great parents. And some parents will still be like, well, you're saying I'm a fucking horrible parent now, and great, so I'm not going to listen. And you're like, oh my God. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. You're just not listening. So it does happen. I know I'm not a bad person, so you have to be wrong about me. Rather than thinking that people can have good intentions that don't work out well. You try really hard to be a parent who keeps all your kids inside, not visiting friends and going out and doing all that stuff. Make them do their homework. Make them eat their food on time. They're not allowed to have friends, but you're going to make them successful so they do well in college and get jobs and blah, blah, blah. You had good intentions. You want them to be successful and safe, and that's great. But you still strip them of a social life. Like, that happens sometimes too. All kinds of things like that happen. Good intentions do not mean that you won't have mistakes. You will have mistakes in anything. I want you to know I want to have the best intentions for streaming here and making a community together. But I'm still gonna fuck up too. I've already seen it, and you have too. There have been people in this community who have come and gone, like have been in here for months at a time. We've loved to see them. They have been super, super kind people. And then one interaction happens and they have to be removed, or they leave on their own accord because they think, oh, you know what, I was called out for something, or Lime said something insensitive. Like, that will happen for anything. I'm going on a tangent, by the way, so I'm gonna get off of this, but parents have their baggage and issues too. The parents are people. Parents are people. Everybody has baggage and issues like that. That's okay. But people just need to be better at taking criticism. You don't get to tell someone what hurt them. If something you did hurt them, whether you think it would be hurtful to you or not, it doesn't matter. You just say sorry. Even if you don't believe what they're saying is like actually hurtful, you still say, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, can I make it up to you? And you just move on. It takes 2 seconds. I don't care if the thing happened 30 years ago. Just say it and move on. You know? Anyway, getting off my pedestal right now, because that is something that really just irks me when you talk to people who are in the older age group, who are just like, no, you're telling me I'm a bad fucking person. And you're like, no, you're not. You're a great person and I love you. But also, you did fuck up. And that's okay. Yeah, and you're not unredeemable for fucking up. That's okay. Everyone fucks up. On that note, though, I think you also need to remember that your parents are people and can yes, change can take time. They may need guidance and reminders to unlearn and relearn behavior. Think about pronouns. How many parents can attach to pronouns really quickly and get it right? They can't, just like us. I fuck up pronouns all the time, and I just apologize and move on. Same thing that people fuck them up for me all the time, too. That's fine. Oh god, it moved my thing down. Sorry, I've kind of babbled a bit here. No, don't apologize at all, Storm. You're great. My mom is amazing and super accepting of so much, but we still have had to have hard convos about stuff that stuck with me, and it's not because she was a bad parent, it's just because she's a human and makes mistakes. Yeah. Don't apologize for talking about things that have been on your mind. The whole stream is about discussing these issues. Yes, that's exactly right. You are totally fine, Storm. If anything, I've been very, very happy to hear your thoughts. I've been very, very happy to hear your thoughts. Pink. My mom made a lot of mistakes as a parent, but lately I've realized that she's fantastic, especially as an ally. That's wonderful to hear. I'm glad. No one's perfect. Parents might have their baggage and issues too, right? And I like the tangents. Thank you, Kaylee. I appreciate it. And if it makes you feel better, one thing I really admire Lime for is their ability to point out if someone is being overbearing in some way. I will be so clear. I will be so clear. It won't make sense to me sometimes when I say it, but I promise you, I will be fast to say, hey, dude, we don't talk about that here. Especially self-promo. Look out for that. Look out for that. I'm so exhausted, man. I like to think that I'm pretty emotionally mature, that I can adapt and move on from any form of trauma. But like 4 different life-altering events happen within a span of a few months, and it's so much stuff to uncover. I don't know where to start. And I feel endless grief and guilt and everything else. And the worst part is every morning I feel good, like things are getting better, and the night comes and every bad feeling I've had since birth comes back to me. Z, I will say part of that might just have to do with being tired in general. You wake up with a happy, like, positive aspect in the mind. And yes, Erica, you have a very, very positive, like, outlook on the world for the day. And then you just get to the end and you're drained of mental and physical energy. And you just, sometimes can't fight off some bad thoughts. It happens sometimes. One thing I will say, if you haven't looked into any sort of therapy, do what you can to do something with that. Find someone trusted that you can talk to, at least vent a little bit if they are consenting to it. But I will also say, yeah, therapy, great thing for sorting all those thoughts out. Please, absolutely. And that is not a fun thing to go through at all. And I can very much empathize with that. I have days that are like that very often too. So you're not alone. But also we have vent channels in the Discord. If you ever just want to toss some if you want to toss some polite things in there, that you're just like having some issues throughout the day and want to get it out, go ahead and do that. But heavily endorse therapy, because you don't have to be like suffering from anything specifically to do it. You can just want to talk to somebody. Go to therapy. It's great. Remember to fight fair. Don't blame a parent or anybody else because they will likely shut down. Instead, use when you do this, it makes me feel this. Yes. If you put blame on anybody like that openly, many people will shut down, not even just parents. But that's a good idea, Rox. That is very good. But yes, Erica, the LGBTQIA+. I can't scroll up. It's not letting me scroll. I love this community, everyone around here. I love you too, Storm. Thanks for being here, dude. That makes me feel very good. I'm gonna cry, jeez. I plan to use summer vacations to heal, but I don't know where to start. Pick a topic. Pick a topic with a therapist and just dive in. Honestly, you'd be surprised how fast things can go. And LA? I will check the number for you because I feel like that's not actually the right thing. Who pinged me? Someone pinged me. Who pinged me? Airden pinged me. Don't ping me. Rule number 10 in the Discord. Don't ping me. I read every message. Anyway, I'd like to take the moment to promote my own channel. Fuck off. I really need all your money. Yeah, please, don't give any money to that channel. That channel needs to go away. We'll say midnight reflection on every questionable thing in your past is awful. It does get to you really bad. Life, it can be like that, though. Find someone that makes you happy, you can confide in. Took me all my life, but I found... Oh, my God. Shortest, I'm going to cry. You can't say shit like that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for pinging the Discord again. I appreciate it. I can't do therapy right now, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not too comfortable at my own mother tongue to express myself the way I do in English, and my mother and many close friends have depression and many issues, and I kind of feel responsible over them. Oh, you're not... I can understand that, though. I plan to go to therapy in the future once I gain more independence. That's great to hear that. If you can't get it right now, there are other avenues you can take as well. If nothing else, just having a way to talk to somebody, that consents to it, where you say, can I vent about this a little bit? This is what it's about. And they say, yes, we're good. That's a very, very helpful first start. But obviously don't use your friends as therapy either. You know, that's a little bit different. It was a direct correlation to the conversation we were having. Forgive me. No, it's okay, Erden. You're good. You're good. If I'm smiling, don't worry. I'm not mad. I don't need the money. Put that away. I've recently had an evaluation and put on the wait list for therapy after finally sorting myself out and calling someone about it. Good. Might be a bit before it continues, but it's a start. It's a step at a time. One step at a time. I'm very proud of you. I hope that happens sooner rather than later, though. Knock on wood. I really struggled with myself. I felt like I didn't have enough issues to be in therapy. Oh my God, Kaylee. Imposter syndrome for having issues like that. So common. Eventually, I had a really mental breaking point with my anxiety. I found an amazing therapist online and messaged her. She's amazing. I stopped seeing her recently, and I've been meaning to reschedule more sessions. Mental health is extremely important. I hope you get more chances to have more sessions with them. And Z, as a reminder too, even if you don't feel really strong with your mother tongue as well, I mean, there are people who can speak in whatever language you want to, especially if it's online. You can have online therapy, and it would be a whole lot easier, you know. I did group therapy online with other victims of abuse, and it was good to have a community even online. I'm glad you'd highly recommend it. I'm also glad you had that space for you. Rox put that clip away. Also, Rox placed that quote from Adventure Time in here.
People get built different. We don't need to figure it out. We just need to respect it.
There we go. You probably heard that quietly. People get built different. We don't have to figure it out. You just have to respect it. That is one of my favorite quotes from that whole show. And it wasn't Lemon Grab. It was something else, I think. I think that's a great simplistic way of putting it, honestly. It's more detailed than that, but I like that one. I do highly recommend checking out the video though sometime. I will. Yeah, it's in the chat, so I'll definitely check it out when we're done. It's kind of fascinating how hard people try to exclude people that don't fit the exact definition of their own label. It's crazy. Also, how the fuck have we been here for 3 hours and 20 minutes? My mind is blown. We definitely need to wrap up soon though, because my mouth is getting tired. I'm checking the welcome channel. Thank you guys for joining. Alex and Squid, welcome to the Discord. We are happy to have you. You got roles, and you should be able to see everything that you need. Sofa, what'd you do? I have an important suggestion. More money to Lime. You get the fuck out of here with that shit. I don't need money. And by that I mean I'll find my own money. I would be lurking a little, but thanks all. That's okay. I've not been here long, but it's been a wonderful end of your day. I'm so glad to hear that, Storm. Got some work to do. Listen for now. Take care, friend. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You're having too much fun with this. I'm so happy for you. Oh my God. Z, I got you, buddy. You got a roll. You're all set. Thank you for whoever just pinged that off. Someone beat me to it just by a millisecond. I just feel exhausted. Like, is this it? Am I going to be in an endless cycle of fixing my own mental issues? The worst part about it is that I'm so naturally optimistic, and I know when the depression is talking, but I can't help but talk all gloom and doom anyway. Z, I think once you have, like, those spaces where you can work on, like, therapeutic stuff and be open about it, you get to talk through those feelings and find a little bit more of an optimistic way to go about it. And sometimes it's okay to just have the negative feelings. You know, life isn't all just about being positive. Sometimes it's okay to have some of that negativity. That's totally okay. So don't pressure yourself so much to have to be positive all the time. It's okay to struggle. And it's not going to be something that happens constantly forever, but it's definitely something that you will have to live with for a bit, you know? But I believe in you. You got it. I wish we had things like online therapy. It's been therapy waiting on lists for, oh God, 15 years, Chris. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm having too much fun with this, so fuck off. I love you, but also no, not allowed. I'm gonna lurk for the rest of the stream. Take care, Boney. It was great to see you, friend, and your lovely yellow text. I'm so glad to hear you say that. Ace, love all around. Thank you so much for being here. Have fun working, Storm. Catch you soonish. Oh, you guys are great. Okay, let me take a look at what the heck's going on with the time. If you guys have anything else you would like to get to, please let me know. If there's anything else that you would like to say about the topics. We kind of veered off and got into a whole bunch of other stuff, which I don't mind at all. Honestly, I love conversations like this, and hopefully the tangents have been useful to people to hear. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys chilling out in here. And if you are someone who is an IRL friend, by the way, who has not spoken in chat because you've never spoken in Twitch chat before, thank you for taking part and chilling out especially. But everybody else who is a consistent member here, new member, doesn't matter, floats in every now and again. Thank you so much for being here for this, because I just wanted to talk about like how I started to identify as asexual for a little bit. And that was about it. You know, like I didn't have much to go on. And look how fucking long we've gotten. NLA, the best floater friend. Thank you. I'll go rest soon, don't worry. Void member. Dude, we need the void members. Void members and the lurkers. Great. My never-ending love and thanks for the live. What? What do you mean shortest? The endless wait isn't as bad as the only therapist advice I got so far. Oh, God. Yeah. Sometimes therapists don't give good advice. I'm going to say that. You do have to make sure that you find one that works well for you. Can you do the hand gesture again? This one? I don't know what I did. I did something like that. Fuck. I would like to discuss something that I feel is a personal attack on my well-being. Get that out of here. I don't like that zoom in. I look a whole lot more attractive from far away and not pixely. One day we'll have an actual camera too that can look good, but not anytime soon. Dies. You know, I kind of want to do a podcast with Lime now. Bink, I'm always down. I've done 2 podcasts, by the way, recently. I want you to know. And the only reason why I haven't shared them in the Discord is because it has my real name attached to it. Technically speaking, I might release them one day, but I've had a podcast about Twitch stuff and catching up with someone with music things in music school, and I've also had 2 different kind of podcast things. Not really a podcast, but with Potato Lord, doing a musician's well-being mental health handbook thing, and we talked about TMJ disorder or dysfunction, and we've talked about the idea of going on autopilot and depersonalization. So we've had a lot of podcast stuff. Does it seem like I got better at doing podcasts? Because my God, I've been doing a lot of them lately. Wide cam. Oh, the music's on. Kill the other music. Hi. There we go. Nice distraction, all right? There you go. Anyway. What do you mean your real name? Legal name. Yeah, my legal name's Lime. You're correct. There you go. I go by a fake name in the real world. You figured it out. No, you're not allowed to be cheated. There you go. Cam even. There. Wide cam. Oh, no. Skinny cam. That's not skinny. Skinny cam. Help. Help. Oh my God, we haven't been in here in a long time. Look how roughly everything is. Oh God, it's not straightened out. A Bink Lime podcast would be invaluable. Tuka, I would happily do it. Oh, Bink, thank you very much. I think you have a very, very good way of going about stuff too. Secret Lime Club handshake. There you go. Oh my God, okay. Shortest is like, I'm going to take back those 60 gift subs I gave today and put them somewhere else. And I'm like, do it. Okay. Before we start to wrap up, though, if anybody else has anything else they would like to say, whether it's a comment about themselves or anything that we've heard today, I'd love to hear about it. Real quick, I'm going to verify for channel purposes. How close are we to this stupid goal? How close are we? Oh my God, for once in our lives, the bar is actually correct. The bar has never been correct by the end of a stream. It usually is down by like 3. Amazing. Hi, Goblin. Also, I had to hit the clip button to check, but Lime, you're beautiful. Oh, fuck's sake, fictional. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate ya. Thank you, Kaylee, for being here. I appreciate you a lot. Also, I wish I could say thank you. If Addie's lurking out there too, thank you very much for dropping by. I appreciate you. I'm going to give a shout out for them right now because they have a phenomenal channel that I want to raid. I really do, and I've been wanting to for a long time. Unfortunately, they stream at other times than I do, and I don't get a chance to do it. So one day, I'll figure it out. But go follow this person. They are just utterly amazing and have a fantastic community. And I was so happy to see them drop in here today and give a follow. It means a lot to me. So hopefully they're doing well. I'm taking full credit for it. Fair enough, Z. That's okay. Those gift subs are yours as much as what? They're not mine. Oh my God. Cool. Time for an extra long Lime stream until they do it. Oh God, yeah. Time for an extra long Lime stream until Addie is up and running again. They're the one with bunnies. They do have bunnies. They do have bunnies. Yes. Yes, very, very lovely. I think I've shouted them out once before, but I can't remember. Speaking of shout-outs, though, let's give a shout-out to Pimp Sofa as well for being an overall goofball. I do appreciate them. Go check out their stuff. They've been doing a ton of Valheim lately and all kinds of stuff, but a little bit more cursed. Still definitely has some wholesomeness over there, but sometimes a little cursed. So you might like them. While I'm pinging things off, though, socials and Discord, follow those things and follow that thing. Get in there. We want you. We want you. Valheimer, I hardly know her. Please follow me at fuck off. Get out of here. Yeah. Everybody else seems like they don't have anything else left to say, so that's good. So Blurst, kind of my soup. You have soup? And you didn't share. Amazing. Okay. If you could stick around for the raid, it would mean the world to me. I don't know who the heck we're going to go see yet, but I would love if we could go give some people some love. I know that that's not something that people always want to do, but hey. Follow Lime at fuck off. Who's doing shit? Let's see. Who's doing some stuff?
Lanny Ho's doing to Flavortown. Oh god, get out of Flavortown. Your month was doing Marimba Monday. Ooh, very cool. Mochi's back to doing some Subnautica. Tail's doing some Signal Simulator. What the fuck is Signal Simulator? Hello? Goopus McGurg is doing Legends of Ruined Terra. Okay. Fuckoff.com is Lime's website. True. True. Love you lots, dude. Pichu and Favlam are doing Mario Golf stuff together. I will feel bad. I don't want to raid either of those two because I'll feel bad for not raiding the other. I don't like those. One more thing. I'm so goddamn proud of you all. Being yourself is one thing everyone in the world deserves. I'm going to do something real quick. Where is it? Where are you? There we go. There you go. Thank the mods, please. Thank the mods, please, in chat right now. They are lovely human beings. Kyle and Tuka especially, thank you so much for helping out with this today in terms of the shoutouts and things. I really do appreciate you. I need to be doing better at thanking you myself, specifically, at least once a stream. It needs to be more, though. You guys do so much, and I really do appreciate you. Thank you very much for being a part of this place. You do make this place so fucking good. Mod check? Is it Lime Mod check still, or is it just Mod check now? I forget. It's Mod check now. It's literally just Mod check. I love it. Very, very good. But we love Tuka very, very much, and Kyle as well, and anyone else who was a part of this as well. I did see Tommy for a moment out there. Tommy, I hope you're doing well. And Mufu and Millie and Bink in the Discord. Krim is working, but that's okay. Lots of awesome people. Lots of awesome people. We need more mods. We need more mods again. Ren is somewhere out there working a lot. That's why we haven't seen Ren in a while. Hopefully we get to see them soon. Okay, now I can officially start to wrap up. I can officially start to wrap up. Holy fuck, that was crazy. Lime loves Lime and congratulates Lime for doing this excellent stream even though it scared them. No what? Oh, hello. Hi, Kyle. What are you saying no for? I noticed that you pinged Lime Love Time, so I have to come over here, unfortunately. I can't go now. I have to stay for a second now because you redeemed that. So you get me for 5 more minutes. Lime needs more money to clone more mods. Yes, there you go. You figured it out. Amazing. Until you congratulated Lime. I know, Sophie, you redeemed it, so I came over here. This is Lime Love Time. Please spam all your Lime Love emotes in the chat. Unfortunately, it's for me, which I never know what to do with this, but thank you very much for the Lime Love Time. I appreciate it. This has been a really fun time doing the stream. I'm proud of myself, sure, for doing it, okay? I'll say that. Is that good enough? Are we good? This was a hard thing for me to plan. I couldn't do a whole lot of planning on it. You guys have helped to make this thing kick off in a very big way. And sorry for punching the microphone. I really appreciate you. Come on, guys. We gotta get the hearts all the way to the top. We gotta get the hearts all the way to the top. Come on, there's not enough. They're over there. Put them all in there. God damn it. No, Ricardo, you put some words there. We need Lime Love. Get it all the way up. That's my favorite thing about Lime Love Time when we do it, was it would go all the way up, and now we don't do it anymore because we never redeem it. Which is fair, honestly. I talk forever. It's mostly the problem. If you have anything specifically you want to say right now, because it is Lime Love Time, now is the time to do it. I cannot tell you not to do it. So if you want to, feel free. Oh my god, look at those fucking hearts. Thank you so much. NLA is going ham in the chat. Same thing with Rocks. Oh my god, look how fucking many there are. Very, very good. Thank you, me, for doing this. Yay, me. Woo, woo. Pat myself on the back. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Thank you guys for helping me to open a dialogue on this. This has been so much fun. 3.5 hours went by like that. On a Monday, too, I really didn't expect this to pop off like this, so thank you. And for the fucking subs and the trains, thank you for the level... We got a level 2 train in there, I'm pretty sure, and a level 5 hype train. Thank you very much for that. Money is never something that is mandated here, but it really does mean the most to me. It's helping me to plan for some medical stuff. It's helping me to plan for some college stuff when I go back to school this fall, and... Holy fuck, there's all kinds of things. And it also contributes to fixing stream stuff too, so I can try to make this a little bit better of a show for you, because I do want this to be like a show for you guys. So, well, this is awkward. Who's going to tell Lime their glasses are upset? My glass? What? They're what? They're what? You're lying to me. I'm going to cry when I read this, aren't I? Lime, I can see how much you've been going through, and I'm super proud of you that you continue to push through despite the odds being stacked against you, and giving yourself the respect you deserve, even though others may not be doing the same. I think you're an incredible person through and through, and deserve all the love that you receive. Keep fighting. Kept fighting. Thank you. Thank you for the kept fighting. You gave me an X, you didn't give me an O? You gave me an X, but you didn't give me an O? Oh, Sag. I'm crying in my eyes, but I'm not letting it come out because 1 is not enough to get me to cry. It's fine. We wouldn't lime to you. Don't you pun me right now, Chris. Fuck's sake. Oh, God. All right, Sofa, come on. I'm waiting. Where's my kiss? Oh, God. I can't even do it. Ah, fuck. Don't give me that shit about how I'm growing and going through shit. You can't do that to me. That's gonna make me cry more than anything. Fuck. Oh, God. Only for me, thank you. Fuck. Thank you very much, guys. I do appreciate it. Thanks for the stream. You're an incredible human being, and it's amazing that you talk about the things are so visible. Talk about these things that are so visible. I love you very much. I love you very much too, Redox. Thank you very much for your support and your friendship. Honestly, it means the world to me. Another touching moment. God, don't touch me. Don't touch me. It's difficult to put into words just how much I love Lime. Just so heckin' funny, wholesome, and friendly, and absolute sweetie. Absolutely adorable. Bink, I'm not deserving of the friendship, but thank you very much. Okay, I take that back. I'll mend that. I feel very excited to have your friendship and sometimes feel undeserving of all of you. So thank you very much for showing me that I can try to be deserving of it. Thank you to everybody for sharing your lives with us. I'm very much here for your stories, and I'm very proud of you for learning who you are. Same here. Thank you very much. It takes a lot of energy to talk about your experiences, especially ones, thank you, Chris, especially ones that may seem more negative in nature, things that might not have been the best to go through, trauma especially. We are not a place, unfortunately, that functions as a therapist. Hopefully you never see us as this way. We do have some resources pinned in our vent channel in Discord. If you need them, feel free to click through them. I'm actually going to go check some now for myself because I'm curious what we have in there. Crisis centers. Crisis centers are definitely in there. Mental health resources is a huge resource that you can check down. Tons and tons of mental health resources in there that you definitely want to check. You better amend it. I amended it because I'll get crucified otherwise. Oh, God. I opened the vent channel and I saw McDonald's. I don't know why that's in there, but thank you. Oh, Sofa almost killed me right there. Sorry, I couldn't end stream faster. I was trying to end it and I got told no. Fuck. God. You almost got me. You almost got me really bad there. It just means a lot. It really does, because I never thought I could talk about this kind of stuff. I also never thought I would have to talk about this stuff because I thought I was straight as fuck. I thought I was straight as fuck. I thought I was the norm, and I'm not, so that's okay. And so many other things, too, bobbing around in my head. Eventually, one day I can do. Oh, God. Oh, I thought multiple people... I saw the chat move really fast, and I thought Fictional said that the stream died. Oh. Thank you for pinging the Discord. I hope Fictional can come back. Sofa, you almost had enough words. If you had just a little bit more words, I would have been boned. Oh, my God. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. is music stream. Friday night... Or Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. is what? I don't fucking know. What are we doing? Mario Kart and golf. And Saturday is the You Laugh, You Lose challenge. Please put submissions in the Discord. Please find the submissions channel. Kyle is still adding to the podcast, the playlist, so I can use that. We need as many as possible so we can go for as long as possible. I'm going to lose right away, but I'm going to do my best. Lime, you and everyone here have been what I needed before. I never really felt a part of any community. I'm over the moon that I found you and this community. Everyone that I met here is awesome and lovely and friendly. Every single person. Fuck's sake, Clear. I'm so happy that you're here, dude. I cannot express that enough. It's not the same place if you're not here. Seriously. Don't bone Lime. They're not into that. True, I'm not onto that. Don't bone me. Not allowed. Fictional, you're good. No worries. And you're right, Chris. Sometimes it's like that, too. Saturday is the You Laugh, You Lose challenge. Okay, I'm all caught up. I'm good to go. Let's find someone to fucking raid before you guys do something else to break me. I'm trying really fast so I don't lose time. Yog Cinema, no. Allie over Allison's doing Elder Scrolls Skyrim. We've never raided them before. Lanny Ho is doing some art stuff, so we can always go to them. Mochi is doing Subnautica, and Till is doing Signal Simulator. Angus is doing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You could always go see Angus. That could also happen too. Kate Madison has started doing some stuff. Rhymes with Rage is just starting with that. Lindsay Raskin's doing some stuff. Kate is doing some things as well. Oh my goodness. Lots of people doing stuff. Keep pinging the raid message in there so I can grab it from my phone, please, and thank you. Gotta head out, take care of the house. No worries, take care, Kind. We are going to do a very quick raid. Anybody else want to come along with us, please stick around. We would love to have you. Kind, have a wonderful rest of your night. It's been a long time since an Angus raid. That is true. It has been quite a bit. That it has been quite a bit. I think it might be time for an Angus one. Let me just make sure of what they're doing first, okay? I said it. I think they're the Assassin's Creed person, right? Let me triple check what's going on. Love Bomb Angus? Let's see. I bet you didn't see this coming is the title of it. I think it is Assassin's Creed. Okay. I'm stuck in Adland watching Billie Eilish, so give me a moment to get out of that. Thank you again for a wonderful stream. I'm going to kill that other music. Goodbye. The music's dead. Bye, music. Turn the other one on. There we go. We're going to end this thing. Let's see. They are doing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yes, okay, got it. Day 31 in the game, or I don't even know. Oh, day 31, like the 31st stream of them doing it? Okay. We're going to give them some love. Angus is a lovely human being, very, very good at games, and very fun to watch. Hiker and other wonderful people are over there that we've seen in here. Tuka is one of those people as well. It's a long game. Yeah, it's a long one. Holy shit. But we're going to go give them some love right now. Angus Stumbledore, please come along with us and give them some love. And if you need to head out after that, that's totally okay. Do not feel mandated to follow unless you see something that you like. Of course, we will never force you to follow anywhere that we raid to, but we want to make sure that we're being polite and kind to them, just like you were here. It means the fucking world to me that you guys are coming with me to wish this person some love, okay? A wonderful Monday has been had. Thank you so, so much for all of the love and the craziness, or I gotta find a new word, bonkersness that has popped off. I will be seeing you super duper soon. Wednesday's music night. Come request some music. Request some music. I would love to see you, okay? As always, stay safe, beautiful, healthy, all that good stuff. Drink some feckin' water. Drink the water. Or else, what's happening with the screens? I don't know. I don't know. Don't look at any of that. Drink your fucking water or else. And also cool off because it's apparently boiling you everywhere else that you are. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tuka. I appreciate you. Okay, bye. Love you lots. Bye.